I got it all set up and did not hit the button. My bad. My apologies, Lance. You should be good to go. Dan, next time you discuss guns, please find a guest who can explain the pros and cons of Westchester County's current and proposed local laws and gun-related fees. Yesterday's guest was a bit one-sided. Dan in Stittsville. All right. If anywhere they can afford those fees, it's in Westchester County. The average home price just is staggering compared to what we deal with. And then Dan, I believe, also said people in Rome very upset over the fact that schools were not delayed, at least yesterday. The roads were slippery. A lot of people also complaining that the roads were not plowed, sanded, or salted, or brined. Richard yesterday saying, I believe they don't use brine anymore because it's bad for the environment. I did a little deep dig into that yesterday, only to find out it is really kind of the opposite. The thought is that we'll use more brine,
right?
Because it is better,
less salt,
better for the environment. The brine does not have the salt, however, it does have the melting agent that is needed to be able to keep the roads prepped and ready to go. I didn't see any of that brine on the roads prior to yesterday's storm. I thought the roads were slipperier than the conditions warranted.
Yes.
If that makes any sense?
Yep.
But then again, who am I?
And again, I'm with you. I'm also, who am I? We were standing in the bus stop together talking about, I did not see, and this is not a criticism, it's just I did not see it. The brine out for the Black Friday storm, the storm yesterday. I will tell you, though, I saw one on Commercial Drive and one in Whitesboro.
The brine? Plows.
Plows. Yeah. But again, they were putting something on the road. Maybe it was road salt. Maybe it was brine. They weren't plowing, though. It's all blacktop now. They weren't plowing.
Even sand would have been good enough to put on the roads. Anyway, a lot of and I spoke to somebody from a school district yesterday who was upset that they felt that the school wouldn't, had the roads been taken care of, the school would not have had to close yesterday. I thought that was an interesting charge. So what do you think on that? 3-1? How was your community when it comes to the road salted, brined, plowed? But Richard, I believe they're using more brine today. In fact, it's the Rock Salt Reduction Act, I believe, in 2023 or something, was passed in New York State. So at least on the state level, they're using much more brine than they did. In fact, we will speak this morning, Davey, is that right? With
yes.
Heather Tehan.
Yes.
She is with the Department of Transportation, and we'll get her take on all of this. That'll be about 7:40 this morning. And I think we can all look forward to that.
That's a great booking by you, because we were talking about an issue here, and it carried into today, and then now we have someone who can explain it.
And boom, Davey's all over it. Brilliant, Davey. Brilliant. New York, here's another story. Can I just keep going with some time stuff? Because I have some big stories today to hit. Oh, don't roll your eyes.
Our audience
at
would
me.
rather hear this than a commercial
I didn't
break,
roll
so
your
please
eyes.
continue.
I didn't roll my eyes.
I saw it. New York drivers are facing, this is from WHEC in Rochester. The Department of Motor Vehicles is raising the points. Did you see this?
Yes.
And KTV did a story on it last night.
They did.
I do kind of wonder. So here are some examples. That is, if you're ticketed, you're stopped by police, and you're convicted or you plead guilty, the points will be a raisin. Speeding up to 10 miles over the speed limit will be 4 points instead of 3.
Used to be 2. Oh, it used to be 3. Okay.
Using a cell phone while driving will be, Davey, 6 points instead of 4. I didn't say you did. I just wanted you to know what's happening out there. Okay. For alcohol-related convictions, the first offense will increase from 5 points to 8 points. The second will increase from 8 to 11. The third will go from 11 to 14. Obstructing traffic and illegal U-turns will be a 2-point violation. Failure to move over for emergency vehicles. You know, and I see that all the time on the thruway. Maybe people don't know, but they don't pull over, or you can't pull over because there's so much traffic.
Well, then you need to slow down. I know the law says
at least
slow down and move over.
Slow down and move over.
If you can't move over, you should really reduce your speed, like 10 miles or more.
Failure to move over for emergency vehicles will be a 3-point penalty now. The communication specialist with AAA told Wham that the update is targeting persistent offenders for alcohol and drug violations. Passing stopped school buses is another one. And speeding in construction zones. These are situations where drivers put other people's lives at risk.
So what's your take on this?
I do think it is a bit of a money grab. I do think it is important to follow the law in all of these cases. However, I think they've raised it to the point where you get a couple of tickets and your license is going to be suspended.
Mm-hmm.
So the report from WKTV, Jolene did it, and she pointed out here there's another aspect of this that is being less talked about, where the window where they go back, where they can look at, you've acquired so many points over a period of time. It's expanding from 18 months to 24 months.
Right. Oh, okay.
Okay, I have to say this, though. If they're generating more money because they're assessing more points, I don't think that's great. Maybe I do, though. If we're talking about dangerous driving, 10 miles or more over, distracted driver with a cell phone,
remember
alcohol and drug violations while behind the wheel, I'm okay with this.
I
to be honest with you.
I understand, but I think everything went up for the most part. And when I say a money grab, it's not necessarily just the state. This is probably there's been a big insurance lobby for this because you get points on your license, your insurance
your premium is
going up.
Skyrockets.
So it's just going to cost you, and maybe that penalty alone will be enough for people to say, all right, I'm going to begin to obey the law.
You know, how many? And again, I'm not for. I'm on our side, as I like to say, right? The average working person who has to drive and commute and all that stuff and everything else. But, like, how many people have to get run over at a construction site on the side of a road before people actually slow down in a construction zone?
I do think there has been a considerable improvement, and having those cameras out there, I think, are really a good idea. The other thing is New York State Police now has this contraption that comes up on the rear end of the vehicle on the thruway, where you can tell I do a lot of driving on the thruway.
You do.
Where it goes like 15 feet in the air and it has flashing lights so you can see those lights from much further away, which I think is a positive thing.
How about 8 points for the truck drivers if they hit that bridge? Any bridge like
is that what
on
they've
the Daga
added?
Parkway over there in Syracuse. That bridge gets hit every week.
Well, and again,
amazing.
I'm fine with that. Like, how does the truck driver going through,
It's
not
the
know.
GPS
whoever he's
system
contracted through, he or she is contracted through, that's got to be causing damage to the trucks. It's not good for anybody.
Anyway, this is not a proposal. This is already in effect. It's been much of it's been in effect since last year.
I was just going to say, and much of it's been in effect since last November. What they're waiting for is the Department of Motor Vehicles computer system to catch up with it. So they're not actually going to be able to enforce it until sometime in early 2026.
It amazes me that a computer has to catch up, really? Go ahead, Davey. You wanted to quickly.
So, Jeff, last week an Amazon truck was leaving the Amazon warehouse in Syracuse and went through the bridge and it tore half of the truck apart, hitting the bridge.
Why is the bridge so low?
Yeah.
I do wonder.
There's a clearance of like 14 something or 13. It's the sign's right on it.
Yeah.
Or how is there not a road that allows these bigger trucks, if
To
it's an
avoid
Amazon truck, to not go under this bridge? Or, as they taught me back in, I think, first grade, somebody get out there and take some of the air out of the tires so that truck can slide underneath the bridge,
how about
please.
somebody petition to rebuild the bridge a few feet higher so it eliminates the problem?
You know where some of this can
Something needs to
happen
be done.
too is when somebody gets a U-Haul truck, one of the large trucks, and they don't know.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I experienced this when my daughter went to college. She piled so much on the top of our car when we were taking her to school. I swear to God, it was wonder we got under the bridge.
Yeah.
Very bad. And then, did you know, first came your bags, your plastic bags.
Yeah.
Although I still buy them in bulk from China. Because you know what? What are you going to wrap your paintbrush in?
Well,
You wrap a paintbrush in a plastic bag. I can't find a plastic bag anywhere.
you're 100% right. I know you're going to say there's something else being added to the list, but before we move on from this, for instance, if you order food to go at a restaurant, it's always in a plastic bag.
They do.
So they got rid of it in the grocery stores, I guess. right? And
Well,
I guess they got rid of them in gas stations,
But I think
or
there's
convenience stores.
They're Chinese restaurants,
Chinese
still serve
restaurant,
them.
or to go at like an Italian restaurant.
The Chinese, when you mentioned the Chinese, I thought you guys couldn't use these bags anymore. And then the only answer I've ever gotten is, ah.
I know a lot of restaurants are going to the paper bags, though.
They are.
Yes,
yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
them do.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of them do.
You know,
But
the
man,
old-fashioned
some of those-
brown grocery bag.
Some of those paper bags, though, are weaker than
Yes.
can be.
So, especially if they get a little damp, your product will fall right through. But there seems to be some leniency where, like grocery stores across the board, you can't have them. Where it seems like restaurants are allowed to pick and choose.
Well, I think, and you can still find them in some grocery stores too, because it's a food safety issue.
Yes, right. You
Like
may
if you're-
find them
if
in
you're
the
produce,
meat department.
or your meats.
Yes.
It's a food safety issue.
New York is now, because, we should all be thanking our lucky stars, that New York is way ahead of every curve. We take curves. We have this vision. I believe when we look to the future, we're using really mega binoculars.
And this
because we're way ahead of the curve. Now, you're going to no longer be able to buy in New York State your styrofoam cooler. That quick cooler you pick up when you're grabbing meat and you've got a long ride and you want to make sure the meat stays cool.
Bear Can Beach will never be the same.
When you're going to the beach, when you're fishing. I know Wayne is like, I fish with those. The styrofoam cooler is going by the wayside.
Well, I can tell you I have a couple of them, but I just want to also say this falls into the polluting global warming category, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing this allegedly for environmental purposes.
The half-life is like 500,000 years on a styrofoam cup.
Well, unless you want to use it.
Yeah.
and then it's only a good couple of runs.
Just an example, I'm like, if every cup of coffee that you buy at a convenience store for a week were styrofoam, how many billions of people get a cup of coffee?
I don't love styrofoam, but having that ability to be able to grab one quickly at the convenience store, I will miss.
So what's wrong with paper cups? Do they say they're lined with some toxin that hurts humans?
Well, I don't know about toxin, but some of them are probably lined with a wax if it's a cold thing.
Arsenic, probably.
Then there's there's got to be lined with something, otherwise it's just going to soak through.
Right. Keep in mind, your recycling. You can't use any of that plastic coated cardboard. You can't throw that out in your recycling. That's got to go to the garbage for a reason. Anyway, the ban goes into effect January 1. Beginning then, no food service provider, manufacturer, or store covered by the ban will be allowed to sell any foam coolers, ice chests, or other containers designed for cold storage, according to the State Department of Environmental Conservation, a.k.a. now known as the agency that's way ahead of the curve.
Okay, so we talked about this.
Or the agency that wants to beat California. I feel like that's what we're doing.
And that's probably at the governor's feet. So we just talked about how you can't get plastic bags in New York anymore, but you can in select locations. Mm-hmm. So the reason I have 2 styrofoam coolers is actually because one of them's from Andrew Dominio, and there's a second one from the same place, though. But it's like one of those, you order steaks and fish and meats for a year.
Oh, for a shipping container.
It's shipped, and that's why I have the foam.
Any of those, and those are good ones.
Right.
You can save those for use in the future.
Yes.
Omaha Steaks or any of those
exactly.
places. Yeah.
Well, again, it brings in the food safety issue.
So those will still be there, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, wash it out, folks. When you order your frozen steaks or whatever, although I'd recommend you use a local butcher, if you do that kind of a thing, throw it to the side and you'll have yourself a styrofoam cooler. You could probably sell it for 3 and 4 times the value on Facebook Marketplace.
Well, that cooler is an antique. You can't find them anymore.
They don't make them like they used to.
Mike says, just ignore that film floating on top of your hot drink in the styrofoam cup. It's merely chemical residue from the styrofoam melting. That's another thing. One of the things you would have a real problem with, I feel, with Chinese food is they'd have whatever's hot, very, very hot liquid, and it would melt the plastic container or the styrofoam to the point where you would taste it in the food.
Or if you took it home and didn't finish it all today.
Right, you tried to rewarm it. Yeah, not good.
It.
Yeah.
New York first banned single-use containers and packing peanuts made of Oh, we don't see
I remember
those
the
anymore.
packing peanuts, yeah. But if you order from out of state, you'll get packing peanuts.
More commonly known as styrofoam in 2022, lawmakers originally passed the ban as part of the state budget 2 years before that. And I do wonder about all of these legislators, these Democrats trying to do the right thing for the world and the environment, even though the other 49 states or 48 states in the country don't. I wonder, they probably have their own stash of plastic bags, right? They probably have we've got a styrofoam cooler over here. I got 6 of them stacked up just in case we ever need them.
Fluorescent light bulbs.
What's good for you might not be good for me. I kind of do wonder.
Yeah, rules for thee, not for me.
That's a better way of putting it. Thank you. Davey's saying I do have to take a quick break coming up. What else? I have a whole bunch of... Oh, somebody supplied me with a list of dad jokes with a message saying, the stuff you're using right now ain't working, so try these. Oh, thank you for that. And how about the story of the guy from New Hartford who is in Stranger Things? He was a graduate in 1989, I believe, from New Hartford High School, and he was voted most likely to be theatrical, I think is what I saw. Davey's been talking to him for a couple of days. We're going to have him on the air. Pretty cool. And then there's the guy from New Hartford who is a Division I referee. And last night I'm like, Davey, he's on. He's got the Syracuse game. And we're looking. I'm like, no, he's African-American. No, he's African-American. Then I'm looking up, how many refs do they have in these games? Usually it's 3, and it is 3. And then I said, oh, there he is. He's the white guy. And it turns out they did a close-up on him, and that wasn't him. Nonetheless, he does a lot of games, and he's one of the top officials in Division I NCAA.
That's cool. Really, really awesome.
Got a break. Hold tight.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ROAD to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ROAD for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ROAD for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hi everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Bootcamp in Whitesboro and Clinton. The holidays can bring joy, but also stress, pressure, and a lot of overwhelm. That's why your 30 minutes with us matter. At Fit Body Bootcamp, you get a moment to breathe, a moment to focus on you, a space where no one judges and everyone supports. Every workout is filled with encouragement, positivity, and people who genuinely want to help you succeed. Come see why our members call this their favorite 30 minutes of their day. Happy holidays from Fit Body Bootcamp.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. Start your collectible coin journey today with the first ever Seuss coin. Hip, hip, hooray! The Grinch is here for all to see. DrSeussCoins.com kicks off your collecting spree. Now, for the first time ever, Rare Collectibles TV has licensed Dr. Seuss's beloved creations, making them come to life on collectible, adorable coins. Don't wait, or you'll be too late. Get yours today before they're gone forever. Only 5,000 examples have been minted. Each Grinch coin is made from 1 ounce of pure .999 fine silver and is in perfect condition. Give the gift of wonder and enchantment to your kids or your grandkids. Just go to DrSeussCoins.com to start this whimsical coin journey today with the limited edition Silver Grinch coin. That's DrSeussCoins.com. DrSeussCoins.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto-pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Hey, you can tune in to the 2025 Keeler in the Morning Christmas Eve Extravaganza coming up Wednesday, December 24th from 6 a.m. until noon, our biggest show of the year. And it's brought to you and catered by It's a Utica Thing. You can cater your holiday party at It's a Utica Thing. Call them today at 315-738-8946. It'sauiticathing.com.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, celebrating 100 years.
A seat in Congress that's been red will stay red. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
I am humbled beyond belief to stand before you tonight as your next representative.
Matt Van Epps won a special election in Tennessee, keeping a House seat Republican, beating Democrat Afton Bain by 9 points in a district that President Trump won by 22 last year.
Together, we'll bring down the cost of living. I'm tired of too many Republicans ceding affordability to the Democrats.
The Van Epps victory will give the GOP a 219-213 House majority. Congress will be investigating the military operation off the Venezuela coast, blowing up boats said to be trafficking illegal drugs. Democrats want to know if a war crime was committed in one attack where a second strike hit a boat, killing survivors of the first bombing.
War Secretary Pete Hegseth says he watched live video of the initial strike on an alleged drug boat in the Caribbean on September 2nd.
Didn't stick around for the hour and 2 hours, whatever, where all the sensitive site exploitation digitally occurs. So I moved on to my next meeting.
Hegseth says he never personally saw survivors from that initial strike, describing a fog of war with the vessel on fire and smoking.
That's Fox's Jared Halpern. It's been a week since the ambush on 2 National Guard soldiers on patrol in Washington, D.C., killing one, seriously wounding the other. And now Fox's Chris Foster reports.
All immigration applications are frozen for people from the 19 countries with travel bans or restrictions put in place in June. That includes Afghanistan. The shooting of 2 National Guard troops by a suspect from there is cited as the reason for the pause. New and existing applications to live and work in the U.S. are on hold for citizens of those countries. Already scheduled final interviews for citizenship and citizenship ceremonies are canceled.
President Trump again asserts that anything signed by President Biden using an auto pen is voided. Writing on Truth Social, anyone receiving a partner commutation be advised that document's completely terminated, though nullifying Biden auto pen signatures could be challenged in court. America's listening to Fox News.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
There will soon be a new attempt at sea to try to solve an 11-year-old mystery in the air.
Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 vanished without a trace in March 2014, carrying 239 people. It remains one of the great aviation mysteries. Now, a company called Ocean Infinity will lead a new search under a no-find, no-fee deal. It'll receive $70 million from the Malaysian government if the wreckage is discovered. An investigation in 2018 found the plane's controls were likely deliberately manipulated to take it off course. Satellite data suggests the Boeing 777 came down somewhere in the Indian Ocean. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
There are 22 shopping days till Christmas. And a lot of us have apparently bought a lot of gifts already with record online buying Thanksgiving through Black Friday.
During the 5-day holiday shopping, online sales in the U.S. surging $44.2 billion, according to Adobe Analytics. On Cyber Monday alone, shoppers spent over $14.2 billion as they scooped up deals on everything from gadgets to household essentials. According to the National Retail Federation, close to 203 million U.S. customers shopped during the period, compared with 197 million last year. The NFR CEO said this year's record turnout reflects a highly engaged consumer who is focused on value, responds to compelling promotions, and seizes upon the opportunity to make the winter holiday special and meaningful. Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the day after gains for the Dow and the NASDAQ. In the NBA, the defending champion Thunder keep winning.
Shea pulls up, little mid-range, whistle, and a foul with the bucket.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander scored 38 points to lead Oklahoma City past Golden State 124-112 on NBC. The Thunder's 13th straight win. OKC 21-1 on pace to break the NBA record for wins in a season. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
We have mostly cloudy skies, 20 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 7:05. This news update is brought to you by the Stanley Center for the Arts. A reminder again, the Oneida County DMV offices in Utica and Rome. Both locations are closed today for mandatory New York State training. Officials say please plan accordingly. It is expected both will reopen tomorrow. A former corrections officer, WKTV reporting that a former corrections officer who is awaiting sentencing in the death of inmate Messiah Nantwi faces fresh charges. State police arresting Joshua Bartlett after investigating allegations of sexual abuse that began in June of this year. Bartlett is accused of 3 counts of sexual abuse and 3 counts of forcible touching. Evidence and testimony were presented to an Oneida County grand jury, which led to the indictment. Bartlett was taken into custody and arraigned in Oneida County Court, then sent to the county jail. His bail is set at $1,000 cash or $300,000 bond. Meanwhile, Bartlett's sentencing in the death of Messiah Nantwi has been postponed to ensure he upholds his plea deal during the trial of his co-defendants. A Vernon man arrested following a physical altercation involving a weapon. It was reported there was a party on the scene of Simmons Road in Verona who was acting erratically and pointing what was believed to be a handgun at 2 victims. The victims tried to retreat into a nearby residence, but the suspect advanced toward them with the weapon. A physical altercation ensued. The victim was able to get the weapon away from the suspect. It was later found that it was a handgun or pistol-style pellet gun. Ultimately, Glenn Wallace of the town of Vernon was taken into custody. He faces charges of menacing in the 2nd degree, harassment, and criminal possession of a weapon. The last charge is a Class D felony, and he was taken to the Oneida County Correctional Facility. The Rome Rescue Mission is asking for donations so it can help those in need during the holiday season. The agency is in need of food, unwrapped toys, and monetary donations to serve about 800 families this Christmas. Donations are being accepted Monday through Friday from 9 to 6, on weekends from 9 to 2 at the Rescue Mission office on East Dominic Street. The annual Christmas meal is being offered at 12:30 on Christmas Day following a prayer service. And checking numbers with the flu in New York State, flu season began a few weeks ago, but the State Department of Health says the virus is already prevalent across the Empire State. Data shows there have already been 17,000 positive flu cases across the 62 counties. In the week ending November 22nd, the largest number of confirmed cases in a county was in Onondaga County with 134. Meanwhile, Oneida County had 22 cases for that week. Madison and Oswego counties each had 11. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time, 7:08. Here's your Weather Center forecast.
Worked out as we expected yesterday. Now, here comes the Arctic Express. We might make freezing today, 32. Then snow showers tonight and tomorrow. Maybe some accumulating snowfall in some spots with the Arctic front coming through. Low 20s tonight, teens in the North Country. Near freezing tomorrow, near 0 by Friday morning. North Country easily below 0. Highs only in the mid-20s Friday afternoon. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stitchick, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy skies, 20 degrees at 7:09. All right, in sports, a nice win for the Syracuse Orange last night. They stormed the court at the JMA Wireless Dome as the Orange held off a rally from Tennessee. 62-60 the final score. Tennessee ranked 13th in the nation, which led to the storming of the court. And as Smitty pointed out, it's likely the biggest victory under head coach Autry. So I thought it was an overreaction, but maybe if that's the biggest win in his tenure, maybe that explains it. But knocking off a team that wasn't undefeated and ranked 13th in the country, I don't know qualifies typically for Syracuse fans as storming the court. We'll take the W, though. Syracuse now 5-3 on the season. Giants general manager Joe Schoen still confident despite his past mistakes. Schoen met with the media yesterday to talk about the current season. He admitted to making errors, but also said he's better than he was 4 years ago when he got the job. Giants are 2-11 this season. They're on a bye week. They'll play Washington in Week 15. It's always tough for a Giants fan when the Jets have a better record. Gang Green is 3-9 this season. They shook up their practice squad yesterday. They've signed cornerback Samuel Womack, and they released wide receiver Brandon Smith. The Jets coming off a victory over the Falcons. They will host the Dolphins coming up on Sunday. The Steelers bringing in a new weapon for Aaron Rodgers. The team claimed Adam Thielen off waivers Tuesday. The receiver was cut by the Vikings after the team's shutout loss to the Seahawks last weekend. In college football, Ohio State remains number one as the committee released the top 25 list before Selection Sunday. Indiana still second. Georgia, Texas Tech, Oregon, and Ole Miss all moved up one spot to round out 3 through 6. Texas A&M dropped 4 spots to number 7. And the Buckeyes, Hoosiers, Bulldogs, and Red Raiders would get first-round byes if those rankings hold. Number 11, BYU, and 12th-ranked Miami would get bumped for number 17, Virginia, and 20th-ranked Tulane if the projected 12-team bracket, in the projected 12-team bracket following conference championship results. So we'll see if those rankings hold up. The Knicks lost to the Celtics last night, 123-117 at the TD Garden.
A couple things to keep in mind. Jody in Canastota this morning. What about all the extra packaging on Amazon and other deliveries? Boy, I got to tell you, what I find interesting is we're so amazing at finding something to ban when we completely ignore 50,000 other things. Mm-hmm. But we got this one big story we're hanging our hat on to say, wow, you're really helping the environment. Yet we ignore so many other things.
I get the idea of leading by example, right? So you made the point last hour, rightly so, that, if New York does it, I mean, what about if the rest of the world doesn't follow suit? Then it really has almost zero impact.
I do think we should. Nothing bothers me more than when you're pulling a parking lot and somebody takes a bag of fast food and the garbage they throw out and put it under their car. I hate that littering stuff.
Yes.
So I'm all for nailing people for littering, but unfortunately we have a lot of bad habits. And until we come up with solutions, I don't know how we're going to get rid of all of those bad habits.
Until those bad habits directly impact you,
that's true.
You don't think about it.
You don't think about it. Or sometimes if it's taken away from another person and it doesn't affect you, we really don't care. Until you're right, it affects you.
I can say this, though. A lot of the packaging bags, I think that's a fair point. When
I think
you have
so,
home
too.
delivery, there's so much more packaging involved. But if you look at most of the bags, plastic, or a lot of them are like paper bag material, but it's a much thicker paper. They do say, please recycle me.
Yes.
They have messages like that on there.
But I have gotten stuff from like you get a product that's the size of a phone, and it's shipped in a box the size of a shoebox.
Apple
I'm like, come on.
Apple does a really good job of when they're shipping something. I mean, their packaging is
appropriately
biodegradable,
sized.
very small.
And you'd think doing that would be a cost-saving measure for the company.
One would think. I don't know. My guess is no, which is why the iPhone costs us so much. It ain't cheap.
That's true.
Lance in Lee, the Utica Public Works Department is a mess. But when you promote family, is it really a surprise? And the mayor bragging about buying a 2011 used plow truck is ridiculous and tells me that the priorities are off. That's Lance. Not sure where all that goes or what all that is. Matt, in Holland Patton, trucks are not supposed to be on parkways. I drove through there a lot, and it's very simple to go around. The problem is these guys are following the GPS, and you can't do that with a big truck. That's hitting the overpass, underpass.
In the Syracuse area, which is a common problem out there. That makes sense. I appreciate you pointing that out because it makes sense.
Last night while watching Jeopardy, I guess I should have known this.
And you have moved into the lead. I don't think this is my category.
I feel like we're in your living room.
It's kind of hard to understand.
Surround sound in that living room?
At one point,
sounds like it.
You might hear me say to my wife, "Turn it up a little bit, will you?" I just didn't want to get off the couch. There was a kid who just won, kind of a geeky-looking kid that was, I don't know, he's probably 30.
Okay.
But brilliant. He won 14 Jeopardy games in a row.
Wow.
He's now one of the super winners. And this woman knocked him off, and she's really good, too. But see if you can hear what the question was last night.
2,000. All right. You'll have an even 18,000 if you're right. Here's your clue. It's astronomical. The Huygens Gap, the Encke Gap, and the Keeler Gap lie between these. What are rings of Saturn? That is correct.
Rings of Saturn, the Keeler Gap. I had no idea.
Wow.
You've never heard that before?
No, I had not.
I'll be honest with you, I hadn't heard it either, but I bet you if my last name was Keeler, I'd be aware of it.
Right, one would think, right?
If the Manasseh Gap existed and the ring around Saturn,
you'd be all
we'd be talking about
it's probably at Pluto.
Be on my business card and everything.
There is that. There is that. Of course, all the references to Keeler are usually bad. There was like the hooker from England, I
don't remember that.
Ruby Keeler. There was the bank robbers, the stagecoach robbers. I mean,
see, he knows all the bad references to his
There are a lot of bad references, but to find out we're one of the
Saturns
of gaps between the rings.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that is very cool. And by the way, Lance and Lee just chimed in to say the Manasseh Gap exists. It's the space between my brains.
That is funny.
Space between my ears.
Space
Excuse
between
me.
your ears.
Let me break.
Butchered it.
Let me break. Coming up, Jeremy Rosenthal with the legal report. A legal report with the Rosenthal report is what we call it. Right, Davey? And we have some topics to hit on today, including the very beautiful, some of these younger women just love him, despite the fact that he's a God-blessed murderer. Luigi Mangione, his hearing was just yesterday. And the Afghan National Guard shooter, all of that. There's a lot of stuff between those two stories. We'll get the latest from Jeremy Rosenthal with the Rosenthal Report. Coming right up at WIBX.
The 2026 Seize the Deal golf cart is back, and it's about to make you the coolest gift giver this holiday season. For only $75, you get 15 rounds of golf at some of the area's top courses. 15 rounds, $75. Play favorite courses like Twin Ponds Golf and Country Club, Shamrock Golf and Country Club, and Sleepy Hollow Golf and Country Club. Plus plenty more. But heads up, when they're gone, they're gone. So get your 2026 Seize the Deal golf cart now at seizethedeal.com or log into this station's website.
The holiday sale is on. Save up to $1,350 at Mattress Express on New York State's largest selection from New York State's largest specialty bedding store chain, Mattress Express. Hurry in, go to mattressexpressny.com.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you got to hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflesh.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflesh.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflesh.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflesh.com.
History shows that every market fails, every currency collapses, and today, the dollar is shrinking. Trillions in national debt, record high markets defying gravity. But stocks can't go up forever. Meanwhile, groceries, housing, and transportation costs are rising, and your dollar, it buys less every day. So when the crash hits, your stocks won't save you, dollars won't either. But one thing will: gold. Gold has always survived. That's why central banks are buying gold by the ton and billionaires are stocking up. And every day, Americans are protecting their savings and retirement with physical gold. Don't wait for the headlines. When the panic starts, it's too late. Call Lear Capital now at 800-957-GOLD to get your free gold investment kit and protect your wealth with real physical gold. With over $8 billion in trusted transactions and thousands of 5-star reviews, Lear is your trusted source. Call now and also get up to $15,000 in bonus gold with a qualified purchase. Call 800-957-GOLD. That's 800-957-4653.
The 2026 Seize the Deal golf cart is back, and it's about to make you the coolest gift giver this holiday season. For only $75, you get 15 rounds of golf at some of the area's top courses. 15 rounds, $75. Play favorite courses like Eagle Hills Golf Course, Barker Brook Golf Club, and Maple Crest Golf Club, plus plenty more. But heads up, when they're gone, they're gone. So get your 2026 Seize the Deal golf cart now at seizethedeal.com or log into this station's website. The 2026 Seize the Deal golf cart is back, and it's about to make you the coolest gift giver this holiday season. For only $75, you get 15 rounds of golf at some of the area's top courses. 15 rounds, $75. Play favorite courses like Sequoia Knolls Golf Course, Cannon Valley Country Club, and Otsego Golf Club, plus plenty more. But heads up, when they're gone, they're gone. So get your 2026 Seize the Deal golf cart now at seizethedeal.com or log into this station's website.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, good morning. It's Wednesday. Today is December 3. And in 2 days, we will be celebrating the 100th anniversary of this radio station. It was 100 years ago that it came on the air. And I kind of mentioned this a little bit yesterday. It is quite interesting when you look back then and you find that stores around Utica, because it was just in Utica at the time, and it wasn't called WIBX at that time in the very beginning. But the stores around, and it wasn't, maybe it was IBX.
I believe it was.
But it was not at 950.
It was not at 950.
So, but the stores would have specials on this new thing called the radio. And not everybody had the radio, but that grew very, very quickly, as did this radio station, and it's pretty wild. So, Friday will be a special program here as we'll celebrate 100 years of excellence. Some say about 88 years of excellence, right about the time you came. Talking about me.
So, go ahead. Sorry.
You know how brutal the Central New York winters can be? Drafts sneaking in, leaking out the heat, the furnace working overtime. If your windows just aren't cutting it, it's time for New York Sash. Right now, they're running. Are you ready? It's that time of year. I can't believe it's already. Buy 2 New York Sash windows, get 1 free. And the limit is not doesn't stop there. If you buy 4, you get 2 free. Buy 10, you get 5 free, et cetera, et cetera. These are winter windows, summer windows, made for our weather. Imagine sitting by the window without feeling the icy breeze. Lower heating bills. Imagine a warmer, quieter, more comfortable home this winter, not down the road, but this winter. Buy 2, get 1 free. There's no better time. You can stop in and see the windows, talk to the experts at New York Sash, 349 Riscity Boulevard in Whitesboro, or go online, NewYorkSash.com, to schedule your free, no-pressure quote. New York Sash, let their family take care of your family this winter. And the New York Sash Teddy Bear Toss is Saturday, 7 p.m. at the Adirondack Bank Center, taking on Oswego State.
Do you have 30 seconds?
Yes, and then we have Jeremy.
Okay, so we were always IBX, but it's interesting because when you pull up the history, the AI overview now often comes up automatically on Google, and it has our new logo, which says 950 AM and 92.3 FM, but in the description it says 950 AM and 106.9 FM.
The old,
the old FM translator that we had. And then the second thing is to follow up on a conversation about the traffic penalties and the points increasing from last hour. I do think it's a good thing to make the roads safer and increase penalties for people. I am on that side of it. But I find it ironic that New York State is beefing up the penalties for traffic infractions, yet it seems like they've lightened the penalties for actual criminal and violent arrests.
You can beat somebody up and walk. But God forbid if you drive by that person beating somebody up too fast, you're going to pay through the nose on your insurance.
Put your hands behind your back,
You're
sir.
getting 11 points. Your license will be suspended. And that is very similar to, we've done the good thing. We've saved the environment. We've got rid of plastic straws. Meanwhile, everything else in the world being sold is plastic.
Yes.
But we're not paying attention to that. This is a story to make it look like we're ahead of the curve. It just blows my mind. And I do feel like we fall for it. As people, we kind of fall like, we're way ahead of the curve in New York. Are we, though? Are we?
I will say, though, just as a quick comment on that, it's got to start somewhere.
You're right. It does. It does.
Beth, I'm not for polluting
just
or
not
wasting.
in my house,
I'm
not in my straw containers. The paper straws, they just don't work. But I get it. You're absolutely right. We have to start somewhere. Can I move here and go, ladies and gentlemen, now? Whoa! It is time for the Rosenthal Report. The Rosenthal Report.
Wow.
The Rosenthal Report.
No pressure.
You think I'm done? The Rosenthal Report.
Somebody was trying to come up with a theme bed, and it was interrupted by Jeopardy, it looks like.
Jeremy.
Yes.
Jeremy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the one and only
M-Y, Jeremy.
Jeremy Rosenthal.
Jeremy.
Report. Good morning. And good morning, Jeremy. Good morning. Beat that one. Beat that open, for God's sakes.
It can't be done.
And shouldn't have either, by the way.
In fact, there's probably no even use in trying.
That's right.
Just leave it there.
Please don't try. All right. Well, good morning. Good morning. There's a lot going on. And let's start with this horrific attack on the National Guard in D.C. and the shooter. And then everything that's come from it. What do you have on this story? This is a big one.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen one quite like this. Really, look, you've got. Is this an immigration story? Is it a National Guard in D.C. story, or is it a mental health story? It's really all three. This guy was in the 0 unit in Afghanistan, working directly for the CIA. He's number one on the Taliban's hit list. We do what we do, which is when people help us overseas like that, we bring them over.
Yeah.
We basically, from what the reports that we're reading, these people are mental health wise, functionally time bombs, and it's just this confluence of all this crazy stuff. And tragically, there's a victim here, 2 victims.
Yeah.
This story's got it's unfortunately got it all. It's got it all.
Well, I wish there would be someone in our government that would stand up and say, we all got this one wrong. But at the same time, there's more to it. So I just want your take on this. Number one, we all got this wrong.
Right.
Biden's administration brought him in. It was Trump's administration who gave him asylum. So in that, we all got it wrong in terms of vetting. But there's another part of this. The fact that, it's like if you see somebody and they're driving, they go through 2 stoplights and they're driving 90 miles an hour and the government comes in and says, that's it, no more driving. We're done with it. We can't deal with these people speeding. We've banned driving. And that's really what we've done with this this portion of our immigration system. Instead of making it better and strengthen it, we've cut everything off. these are, let's not forget, in this case, these are people who have completely put their lives on the line for our cause. Right. And we used them. And when Biden left Afghanistan, we left so many of them behind. To just shut off the program, I don't think is the right move.
Well, that part of it, I think, is going to be a political football.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'm going political on you.
No. That's part of what makes this thing bananas.
Yes.
It is that you've got that aspect of it, and it's inherently political if you think about it. Some of the reports that I've read, what they basically say is these guys that we brought them over, which I think morally you do,
yes.
Right? I don't think anybody would object to that. You get criticized, you leave them. You get criticized, you bring them over.
Right.
But I think that the devil is in the details here, because their immigration status, from my understanding, was somewhat temporary, and they had to keep reapplying. And these are people who are very fragile to begin with.
Right.
And there were reports in this zero unit of people that they brought to America of a very high suicide rate. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it was linked to the uncertainty of, am I going to be allowed to stay in America?
Yeah.
And there has been a legislative push which was picked up and dropped and picked up and dropped over the last 4 or 5 years, or I guess since they came over in 21. So for the last 4 or 5 years, as to what we're going to do with these people, and again, so I think a lot of folks were sounding the alarm that these types of operatives are ticking time bombs with their PTSD and with all their mental health challenges.
To begin with.
That's right. If there's a solution, it's getting those people the help that they need the minute they hit the store.
And that's a problem, because the minute you go in and help those people, the storyline then becomes, can you believe we're giving $1,000, putting these people up in homes, and we're giving them money, and they're getting health care? I mean, how do we want it? Which way do we want it?
That is kind of foolish, especially when you're talking about people who risked their lives in foreign countries on behalf or to work with our government and our troops. I also wonder how much of the stress, you mentioned PTSD, and I'm sure that's part of it, but when they come over, they leave probably family behind. It's not like a friends and family plan where if you help the government, everybody gets to come. And those people probably become targets because they know Uncle Hussein or whatever is in America because he was helping the American troops.
Right. That's exactly right. Yeah, and this story, and then the fact that it's the National Guard in D.C., which was a week ago ruled to be illegal, but still allowed to stay while we're thinking about this. Yeah, come on. I mean, it's just this hits the creases of so many things. It's crazy.
Well, and then you look at these two National Guard members, and the woman who died was just a wonderful. You hear her story. She was a wonderful person. Nobody really wanted to be there in the first place, but they're there serving their country. I mean, this just has so many twists and turns to it. It is a very difficult story. There's no doubt. But he has survived, right? The shooter has survived. So we're going to see where all of this goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, he was in court yesterday. If you actually want me to put a bow on this quickly, I can. He has been charged with murder. He appeared in court Tuesday on video from a hospital bed where he's recovering from gunshot wounds suffered after last week's shootings, and he's pleading not guilty to the murder charge.
Okay. Topic 2 is the other one everybody loves, apparently, is Luigi Mangione. His hearing yesterday, he's such a pretty boy. All these young women, support this guy. He's a murderer, for God's sakes.
Take it easy on pretty boys, okay?
That's right. Okay. I've seen your photos. Very good point. Very good point.
Okay. Look, I'm a 5'7", mountain of whatever. Yeah.
You've done well. Yes. Congratulations.
This case is only as strong as the training of the Altoona, Pennsylvania Police Department, if that makes you feel any better. They went digging in his bag first thing, and they just that's a Fourth Amendment problem, and I don't think it's going to eliminate the case against him. I think this is what good defense lawyers do. They're challenging the contents of the bag. They're challenging the statements that he made. They've got a better argument to exclude the bag, which means no gun, no manifesto. When you're a police officer, you have to have what are called exigent circumstances, to search. We also have what's called a vehicle exception to the Fourth Amendment. It doesn't sound like either were really here. You can't just say, well, I thought he had a bomb.
Right.
Which, well, yeah, but his bag is 20 feet from him now because you took it, and it's sitting there, and you've got him in control. And no, there's no sorry, guys. We just that doesn't work at this point. So I think probably they get some of the evidence excluded, but at the end of the day, I don't know that it makes much of a difference.
All right. Well, listen, this is another one that's going to be very interesting to watch, as always. We appreciate your time. The attorney in Texas, Jeremy Rosenthal, have a wonderful week, and thanks so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Have a great day, and we'll close with a little of Jeremy here.
Jeremy,
we got to come up with a better bumper.
You don't think
For
it's for him? It doesn't work.
No.
Right. I think you may be right. He deserves something more grand. Something more grand next time. Okay. All right, Jeremy. Thank you. Jeremy Rosenthal with the Rosenthal Report.
Just a quick thought on Luigi Mangione. Am I saying it correctly?
I guess.
So wouldn't it be something? And I don't expect this to happen, as Jeremy pointed out. There's a lot of evidence, despite what
wasn't there a video?
Might get excluded. Yeah, I believe he's on video, and you can kind of make it out
tape?
at who he is. But wouldn't it be something if a lot of this evidence was excluded, and so much so they could not convict him, and then all these women who are in love with him all of a sudden don't find him attractive anymore because he wouldn't be a convicted murderer.
Right.
You know, he just becomes some average Joe criminal who's now out on the streets.
It amazes me, like the Menendez brothers, all these others that end up in jail, and women too. There is a whole website world out there where you can see pictures of them. People propose to them. They get married while in jail. I mean, there is an attraction to prisoners. That's the weirdest thing. All right, we have a lot to get to. Mike says there's a bit of a Paul Harvey, and that's the rest of the story regarding the National Guard shooting. The unit that he worked for, which was CIA-sponsored, was often a death squad dealing with both Taliban and tribal issues. All in all, a really murky situation. There sure could be a reason why he would want to stay in the United States, because if he was sent back to Afghanistan, he would immediately be executed by some of the folks and relatives he was hired to execute. So what made him crack? It is more complex, because ultimately, at the end of the day, this guy worked for us. He worked for our side. And
yeah, but one thing that, and this is just a personal comment. My dad was a Vietnam vet. Never spoke about it.
Right.
And there's no other word that comes to mind that's appropriate. The atrocities that we will rationalize in our minds that are okay to commit against other humans are unbelievably unimaginable to most of us. So those people who are put in positions that have to witness or perpetrate these actions carry a burden
they do.
that none of us can even imagine.
And I just want to say, do not mistake my comments for, this guy is going to prison, right? He'll be executed
and some people figure out ways to handle it and some don't.
Which he should be. You can't go off and do what he did. I just think, though, that it shines a light on the fact that we need to fix these situations, and we're bringing these people in, which we should have done to protect them because they were on our side. We need to make sure they're not landing like this guy and ending up becoming public enemy number one. Got a break. Let's do Habakkuk's free money question, Davey. Today it's worth how much? $200, even. And even two. Tell Chris I'll get to him in a little bit, but I'm way backed up. I got a break. Even $200 on the free money question. And we'll take caller number 7. All right. We'll do it right now. 315-736-0186. Coming up, we'll speak with Heather Tehan from the Department of Transportation on the dealings with the inclement weather on Friday, Saturday, and yesterday. Also, each day we want to really spotlight a local business that you may be able to spend some money for Christmas and buy locally. And we'll have one of those coming up as well. But free money question is next on WIBX.
Honey, what is this?
Well, you said you wanted a cocktail, but all of our bottles were pretty low. So I just mixed them all together with ice in the shaker, and voila. I call it the Desperado. What do you think?
Well, you nailed the name. It tastes like desperation in a glass.
No good?
Oh, honey, we need Breamers. Fast.
I really don't want to run out right now.
You don't have to. Anyone can get Breamers delivered right away with DoorDash or Instacart.
Even just one bottle?
Yep, but we live close enough and we want to stock up, so we can order direct at BremersWineandLiquor.com. Ooh, we can get free delivery with our first order on their mobile app.
So many delivery options. Talk about convenience, huh?
Bremer's Wine and Liquor, Commercial Drive, New Hartford. Delivering the biggest selection, the lowest prices, and the ultimate in convenience.
Okay, try this.
Now that's more like it. What do you call this one?
The Bremer's Breeze, because delivery from Bremer's makes it
a breeze.
Yeah.
Nailed the name again.
Hi everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton. The holidays can bring joy, but also stress, pressure, and a lot of overwhelm. That's why your 30 minutes with us matter. At Fit Body Boot Camp, you get a moment to breathe, a moment to focus on you, a space where no one judges and everyone supports. Every workout is filled with encouragement, positivity, and people who genuinely want to help you succeed. Come see why our members call this their favorite 30 minutes of their day. Happy holidays from Fit Body Boot Camp.
We have cloudy skies, 20 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 7:40. The U.S. is halting all immigration applications from 19 non-European countries. The Trump administration saying it's pausing all green cards and U.S. citizenship applications from the 19 countries over national security and public safety concerns. Countries on the list include Afghanistan, Somalia, and Venezuela. The GOP will retain control of a Republican congressional district in Tennessee after a close race against a Democratic challenger. Republican Matt Van Epps is projected to win the special House election over Democrat Afton Bain. Recent polls showed a closer race than originally thought. The man accused of killing a National Guard member in Washington, D.C., formally charged with murder, the 29-year-old Afghan national, appeared in court yesterday on video from a hospital bed where he's recovering from gunshot wounds suffered during last week's shooting. He's pleading not guilty to the charges. Nearly 203 million people in the U.S. shopped between Thanksgiving and Cyber Monday. A survey out says the number is higher than the 197 million bargain seekers who shopped during the same time last year. That's an increase of about 6 million. It's actually the highest since the National Retail Federation started tracking in 2017. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 7:41. Here's your forecast.
Worked out as we expected yesterday. Now, here comes the Arctic Express. We might make freezing today, 32. Then snow showers tonight and tomorrow. Maybe some accumulating snowfall in some spots with the Arctic front coming through. Low 20s tonight, teens in the North Country. Near freezing tomorrow, near zero by Friday morning. North Country easily below zero. Highs only in the mid-20s Friday afternoon. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stijik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy and 20 at 7:41.
All right. So we've lost our caller. Is that what you're saying? All right. We lost our caller in the confusion. Davey, deep breath. Deep breath.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it's A-okay to just take the caller the person you hung up on.
I didn't hang up on nobody.
Yes, you did. That's what she said. You hung up on her. You can set her up for tomorrow if you'd like, however you want to do it. In the meantime, our 8th caller is on the line right now, and his name is John Steeman. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Bill. How are you today?
I'm going to start by giving you a chance to win. Are you ready? $200. He's a former employee of this radio station.
Yes.
Which is probably more than this radio station paid you back then. But
that's true.
Let's take a shot here. We all know radio, John. Are you ready to play Hobaika's free money question of the day? Tell her we'll do it tomorrow. She'll be on tomorrow. Are you ready to play Hobaika's free money question of the day?
I am.
All right. Here is your question. When I was born 61 years ago this month, can you believe it?
61 years ago last month?
Sorry, you're right. Last month. It was November. When I was born 61 years ago last month, My mother received a congratulatory letter from then Governor blank. In other words, who was the governor when I was born? Ready, go.
Nelson Rockefeller.
Yeah, is that your final answer? It should be.
That's my final.
You have a little history in politics, so congratulations. John Steeman, you have won Hobica's free money question of the day.
Good job, John.
That's right, John. We just paid you more than you made back when you worked here. Congratulations.
It's the WIBX retirement plan. I'll be calling in as the free money contestant next Thursday.
Sponsored by, and the beauty is, if Manaski wins, he stays. If he loses, he's like, I'll come back next week. Okay, well, there you go. I'm going to put you through to Davey afterwards, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And I had forgotten
unexpected bonus.
An unexpected.
You don't get a pension in radio. I'm sure you know that.
You don't. I don't know if you know. We pay all of our guests,
just not the employees.
just not the people who work here. Yeah. So, John, good morning. Thank you for calling in. And on Friday we celebrate a 100th centennial anniversary, and we wanted to bring back some former employees who may have some memories of working here. And I believe you worked here at the time that my wife worked here back in the 90s.
Toward the end, yeah. I started in '87 and finished in '96. So she was
right up there.
Maybe the last year or so.
Yeah. So any fond memories of working here, or technically down at the old studio?
The old studio was near Clark Mills.
Yeah.
When I arrived, I had grown up in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and we did have radio there, but just barely. It's just like a station with, 2 employees running 10-hour shifts. So to walk into the newsroom as a new employee, and I'd say there were 10 or 12 people involved in the news operation. So I really thought I had hit the big time.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to believe that there were ever radio newsrooms that big, but, all up and down the thruway stations in Albany, Rochester, Buffalo, had almost round-the-clock operations. And it was exciting, really.
It was. Yeah, it was. You literally had somebody covering shifts 24/7, even on the weekends.
About the only hours that were uncovered were maybe like 2 a.m. till 4. And, if there was a breaking story, you had the option of going on the air pretty much around the clock.
Yeah, and I wonder, there are a lot of things we can look at and say, boy, radio is better today than it was then. Hold on, let me think. I'm kind of hitting a brick wall here. No, I'm kidding. One of the areas is, remember what it was like to do a remote broadcast? How difficult it was to report from somewhere else. It was an effort. Today, it's just simple. The cell phone is.
You literally, whenever there was a remote going on, there'd be like a little pre-meeting, and you'd get an engineer would have to go along, and maybe you'd have an assistant, and then the guy that did the remote. And to be honest, that's one thing that I don't think is heard, is that most stations aren't doing a lot of those, because a lot of them were just sort of a big ad, basically. The sponsor got 2 hours instead of 60 seconds.
Right.
But, and when it came to doing live news, you were pretty much on your own. You would call in from whatever location you were at, and, try to set the scene. That's what I liked about radio news. You were sort of painting the picture for people of what was going on.
Yeah. Well, it is interesting. I remember particularly starting in radio, and election night was such a big night, and local TV wasn't able to cover it like it does today. And although they tried, we were immediate. Radio was immediate.
Yeah.
And but remember, you had to go with your pockets filled with quarters to be able to call back into the radio station, right?
Yeah, finally in the early 90s, we got this giant phone in the news van, and we were able to call in. But the service was pretty spotty 30 years ago, so you never knew whether you were going to get a signal or not. But what I would say is that until the early 90s, if you wanted live updates, AM radio was about it. I mean, WKTV didn't really start a full morning news program till the early 90s.
Yeah.
They had just little updates for a couple minutes. I remember this guy named Jack Frederick would do them, and, you didn't have reporters doing, live updates and things like that. It was just one guy in the newsroom. And I think once they got going with a full service, morning news program, that was a lot more competition.
It really was, yeah. And I will also say Jack Frederick, who was on WKTV for years, started his career where? A little trivia, WIBX.
Yep.
He's of course no longer with us, but is one of those pioneers on this radio station. Well, listen, John, we appreciate it. We wanted to include you, and really because this celebration is not as sure it's about the people who still work here today, but it really is everyone who came before us, and that number is enormous here.
Yeah, it's amazing where many of the people went on, especially the sports people. There's a long list of former sports watch hosts that went on to major league teams and, really have done well.
Absolutely. John, before we let you go, is there a local story that you covered that sticks out top of mind that you always remembered?
Well, not a very pleasant one, but
they usually aren't.
For Sarah Ann Wood in Racket Lake is one I always remember. It's just, you couldn't go to that scene and not be affected by it, and that was probably one of the most significant that I covered. Yeah. I had the duty going up to Racket Lake every day, and the state police were just so diligent. And it's just something you never forget.
Yeah, I mean, when you think of news stories in our lifetime that have changed the way we live, there are so many of those, right? 9/11. And while this story was not a 9/11, the Sarah Ann Wood story absolutely changed society in this area.
Very much so. Yeah. Changed families and just sort of the way they, cared for their children.
It was, just a tragic story that still lives on today in our memories and with things that we do.
And second place was covering Ed Hanna's second term.
Well, that's a whole different story.
Yes. We can do a whole sideshow on that.
That's right. I think on Friday we're going to bring in a chainsaw and remove the door from the studio in memory of Ed Hanna as part of our celebration. All right. Well, John Steeman, thank you so much. We appreciate the time. And congratulations to you on 100 years here.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you. You too for all you do for the area.
Well, thank you so much, John. We appreciate it. And we hope to see you next week. I know we're going to do some stuff next week.
Okay. Yep. I will see you there.
All right. Good deal. Thank you. John Steeman, somebody who has spent about 10 years here at WIBX.
And just very quickly, he talked about the Sarah Ann Wood story, and you mentioned how impactful it was locally and how it changed families. And looking back, I just wonder, when we hear older generations talk about, when I was a kid, we went outside at sunrise, we didn't come back till dinner.
Mm-hmm.
How much that story impacted how we raise our kids
everything.
Today.
Yeah. Change. I mean, just seeing your kids take off on a bicycle, specifically in that case, changed absolutely everything.
And I didn't mean to mock those who say that. I guess I went into that little faux voice.
I completely understand. So in studio right now is Heather Tehan. Heather is with the Department of Transportation and is always here for us when we ask, and we appreciate that. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
Nice and tight on that. I know I say that.
Just like you're kissing it.
Thank you.
Trying to avoid the flu and avoid COVID.
What are you doing, Beth? No, just kidding.
I said just like you're kissing.
Yes. So your thought, Les, this is early for this type of weather. I mean, we get winter early, but cold, blowing, snowing, two different types of storms. Right. Friday and what happened yesterday. Your thoughts, and I have some salt and brine questions as well.
I'm ready for that.
Okay. Yes.
So we prepare for this all year. We prepare for snow and ice season all year. And our snow and ice season for the Department of Transportation actually starts in October. So we're getting brine ready. We're getting our trucks ready. We're getting everything prepared so that, so for us, this is right on time.
Yeah.
But we had the storm in Buffalo last week. So we deployed some staff to Buffalo.
Was that Friday as well? Thursday, Friday, right?
So they left Wednesday. So they spent their Thanksgiving away from their families and were in Buffalo. And they took some equipment out there as well. And then for this storm that happened yesterday, we had some crews that went to the Hudson Valley with some equipment as well to help them down there.
Okay.
Because we call ourselves one DOT. We're one DOT.
Yeah.
So we help out and we get crews deployed into the Mohawk Valley region sometimes too.
And certainly Friday, it was this corridor here along the thruway, like pretty much eventually Rochester all the way down to Johnstown was the thruway was a mess.
Yeah. Just
because you couldn't keep up with the snow.
Exactly. So lake effect snow is very difficult to predict. And I love that the meteorologists at KTV put out this graphic about how in northern Utica it was 4 inches and 2 miles south in Utica 14 inches.
Yeah.
So you can't say Utica got this because you know.
That is the very big difference. Yes.
A quick follow-up on that. When you say we deployed some vehicles and personnel to Buffalo or Rochester, other parts of the state, that's specifically state DOT personnel assigned to Oneida County? I just don't want to cause, so Utica didn't send a truck, or Oneida County, or Rome.
Oh, no, I'm just talking about the DOT.
You're talking about the state DOT fleet that's assigned to Oneida County.
I have about 3 minutes, and I've got to get somebody else, squeeze somebody else on, so I want to get right to the salt and brine. It was said to us yesterday, we don't use brine anymore because that's not safe. It's not good for the environment. Turns out it's just the opposite.
It is just the opposite.
Rock salt is the enemy right now.
So the basic gist of how this works is salt brine is sprayed on the road and it sticks to the road. Rock salt is still useful. We still use rock salt, but it bounces and then it gets plowed off the road. And so it doesn't it takes a while for that to create the brine, to mix with the moisture and actually stick to the pavement. So we have like a corridor of 10 miles in Herkimer County on Route 5 from Route 51 bridge there in Ilion to the county line in Oneida, at Oneida County. And that is strictly brine. That whole corridor. And to drive that, it's beautiful. It works very well. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of corridors like that throughout the Mohawk Valley region. And it's like a test area so that we can prove that this actually works better.
I see. This is so because I was noticed on your website, part of the Rock Salt Reduction Act was these specific areas in Herkimer County along Route 5 there was one of those. And the brine is made of salt?
Yes.
And water.
Yeah. So
I was reading yesterday. You can actually make that for your own driveway or sidewalk.
You can, but I do not have the recipe.
And it is well, you can find it, and you can use it for your pickles. And you can find it online. But it was very interesting. A half a teaspoon, or maybe it was a teaspoon of salt, can contaminate 5 gallons of water, permanently contaminate 5 gallons of water is the statistic I read yesterday.
Interesting. I did not know that.
So that's part of the reason for this, but it does make it more difficult for you guys to come up with the right plan to be able to prevent a day like yesterday where for some reason that snow was just so cold or so slippery yesterday.
It was so what we call greasy.
Yes.
It was greasy snow, and I was out in it as well, and we were, I was going around and checking things out too. And getting photos and things like that. And all our crews were out. I went down to the Oneida East residency in Utica to get pictures of our crews doing stuff. And there was nobody there because they were all out on the road.
They were out.
I had a picture of an empty garage. I said, well, I guess I'll take it.
And it was snowing heavy. It was snowing heavy, so it was tough to keep up.
It was tough to keep up. And that's why we tell people, you've got to go, you got to slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down. The plows only go 35 miles an hour.
Is that what you're saying to me? Listen,
use caution.
I get my snow tires on today. 2 storms too late. But I was creeping yesterday. It was very slick.
It was very slippery.
All right. Anything else you want people to know?
Don't crowd the plow.
Very important.
Don't crowd the plow.
It's not good for the finish on your car either.
No.
And while they did use it on that stretch of Route 5, I have to say I did not see it on the road, and I did not see trucks out putting brine on local roads. You're talking about the state-run road on Route 5. I just wonder,
well,
maybe I'm wrong.
You're doing a study, basically, so you've selected certain areas.
We have all of our, most of our residencies have salt brine storage container. We have this machine that makes it. Then there's big things that hold it, and what's on our trucks. So.
Local municipalities, so before storms in past years, we've seen them layer the road.
We're working on it.
Ed Welsh chimed in here also to say it also eats, he said it sticks to the road great, but it also eats your car much better than regular rock salt.
Okay. All right.
Just passing it on.
I read actually the opposite of that, but probably not if it's made of salt. It's probably not great for it. So it is what it is.
At the end of the day, we have the legal liability to keep the roads.
You know what?
Absolutely.
What also eats your car up is a tree. It'll eat it right
or a deer.
Or a deer. Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Or a car that fishtails into your lane.
I want to bring in, and I know she has school delivery to happen. Elizabeth Davies is with River Bend Apiary in Barneveld. This is one of Beth's small business vendors, and each day we want to focus for the holidays on a local vendor. So tell us why people should come and shop your place, Elizabeth.
Good morning. We are a local apiary from Barneveld, and we've been keeping bees. My husband and I have been keeping bees for about 10 years now, and we have right around 50 hives.
It's a great gift to give honey.
Yes, it is.
You dress up. I've got about 50 seconds. You dress up the jar, and it's a great gift to give to people.
One of the things I love that Elizabeth and her husband do at the market is they have blended honey.
Okay.
So it's creamed honey. Yeah, and they're coming out with new flavors.
Please come out with honey butter. I remember as a child, and I can't find it anywhere today. Obviously you're at the market. Can people come to your place locally in Barneveld?
We don't have a storefront at our business, but we do sell at the Sanus Meat Market and Deli right on Route 12 in Barneveld,
as well as the public market
Oneida County
on
Public
Saturdays.
Market.
9 until 2. All right. Well, listen, Elizabeth, thank you. We're going to come and get your honey on Saturday.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. W295EI. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 100 years.
Another great night for the Republican Party. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump posted that on Truth Social after Matt Van Epps won a special congressional election in Tennessee.
I am humbled beyond belief.
He wins a vacant seat that had already been Republican, giving the GOP a 219-213 House majority.
President Trump was all in with us, and it made the difference. In Congress, I'll be all in with him.
Van Epps beat Democrat Afton Bain by 9 points at a district the president won by 22 last year.
Tonight is not the final result of what we wanted, but it is the beginning of something so powerful in Tennessee and across the South.
Congress continues to investigate the military operation targeting illegal drug trafficking boats off the Venezuelan coast, as Democrats want to know if what happened on one boat in September was a war crime, when it was attacked twice. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth insists
he only watched that first strike live and then left the room and left Admiral Frank Bradley in operational control, who then ordered the second strike, which killed all survivors. A U.S. official tells Fox News that Admiral Bradley did that to sink the vessel because it could have threatened other ships or even allowed survivors to then call for backup. So it was a, so to speak, self-defense move here.
Fox's Aisha Hasni at the White House. Hamas is planning to hand over more remains to Israel today, but is it a dead hostage? The last body wasn't.
Partial remains purported to be that of one of the two hostages still in Gaza were returned to Israel yesterday. One Israeli and one Thai citizen, both deceased, are still believed to be somewhere inside the territory. But forensic tests show that the body sent to Israel yesterday doesn't belong to either. The returns are a key part of the ceasefire deal, which both Hamas and Israel have accused the other of breaking.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Costco is suing the Trump administration. The retailer wants refunds for paying to import goods into stores. If the Supreme Court rules the president's tariffs are voided, he exceeded his authority. America's listening to Fox News.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
It was 1 week ago when 2 National Guard members from West Virginia were ambushed and shot on patrol in Washington, D.C. Sarah Beckstrom died. Andrew Wolf remains in serious condition. The accused gunman is now charged and pleaded not guilty via video from a hospital bed. He was shot and returned fire.
Murder, assault with intent to kill, and weapons possession are the charges Ramanullah Lakanwal will face if there is a trial in his case.
One that we believe we will be able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt.
D.C. U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro said while she's optimistic on prosecuting the current charges, more may be coming against Lakanwal. But at this point, it's too soon to talk about the death penalty.
That is a decision that comes later in time, and that is one that ultimately the Attorney General will make.
A definitive motive in the deadly shooting is still being investigated. Lakanwal's next court hearing is scheduled for January 14th. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Well, he's an Afghan national who fought for the U.S. during the war and then came here in 2021. Now President Trump is freezing all immigration applications from Afghanistan and 18 other countries that had travel bans or restrictions imposed on them in June. And Minnesota may be next in the Trump illegal immigration crackdown.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry citing unconfirmed reports that immigration and customs agents are setting their sights on Somalis in the Twin Cities who are in the country illegally.
And so here's what we know. You have the right to remain silent, and you have the right to a lawyer. You have the right to not open the door unless a warrant has been shown.
The mayor saying the city will not cooperate with ICE. The Department of Homeland Security in a statement saying it doesn't discuss future or potential operations. President Trump has criticized Minnesota's Somali community over a $1 billion fraud scandal that continues to rock the state. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising this morning. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
We have mostly cloudy skies, 19 degrees, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. News time is 8:05. This news update is brought to you by the Stanley Center for the Arts. A reminder, the Oneida County Department of Motor Vehicles, both at 321 Main Street in Utica and 301 West Dominic Street in Rome, both closed today to the public for mandatory New York State training. They are expected to reopen usual normal hours tomorrow. WKTV reports a former corrections officer who is awaiting sentencing in the beating death of an inmate is facing new charges. State police arresting Joshua Bartlett after investigating allegations of sexual abuse that began in June of this year. Bartlett faces charges including 3 counts of sexual abuse and 3 counts of forcible touching. Evidence and testimony were presented to an Oneida County grand jury, which led to the indictment. He was taken into custody, arraigned in Oneida County Court, and then is being held at the county jail with bail set at $100,000 cash, $300,000 bond. The report also says that Bartlett's sentencing in the death of mid-state inmate Messiah Nantwi has been postponed to ensure that he upholds his plea deal during the trial of co-defendants. A Vernon man arrested following a physical altercation involving a weapon. It was reported that a party on scene was acting erratically at a location on Simons Road in Vernon. He was pointing what was believed to be a handgun at 2 victims. They retreated to a nearby residence, and the suspect advanced toward them with the weapon. A physical altercation ensued. One of the victims was able to get the weapon away from the suspect. It was then found that the weapon was a pellet gun and a handgun or pistol style. Ultimately, Glenn Wallace of the town of Vernon was charged with menacing in the 2nd degree, harassment, and a felony charge of criminal possession of a weapon. The Rome Rescue Mission is asking for donations so it can help those in need during this holiday season. The agency is in need of food, unwrapped toys, and monetary donations to serve about 800 families this Christmas. Donations are being accepted Monday through Friday from 9 to 6 and on weekends from 9 to 2 at the Rescue Mission location on East Dominic Street in Rome. Their annual Christmas Day meal is being held on Christmas Day itself at around 12:30. And flu season is just getting underway, but the State Department of Health says the virus is already prevalent in the Empire State. Data shows there have already been 17,000 positive flu cases across New York's 62 counties. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 8:08. Here's a look at your Weather Center forecast.
Worked out as we expected yesterday. Now, here comes the Arctic Express. We might make freezing today, 32. Then snow showers tonight and tomorrow. Maybe some accumulating snowfall in some spots with the Arctic front coming through. Low 20s tonight, teens in the North Country. Near freezing tomorrow, near zero by Friday morning. North Country easily below zero. Highs only in the mid-20s Friday afternoon. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stijik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, cloudy skies, 19 degrees at 8:08. All right, in sports, a nice win for the Syracuse Orange. Fans stormed the court last night as Syracuse held off a rally from number 13 Tennessee, your final 62-60 as the Orange improved to 5-3 on the season. They are now off until next Thursday. Giants general manager Joe Shane is still confident despite his past mistakes. He met with the media yesterday talking about the current season. The Giants are 2-11. He admitted to making errors, but also said he's better now than he was 4 years ago when he got the job. The Jets shaking up their practice squad. They've signed cornerback Samuel Womack and released wide receiver Brandon Smith. The Jets are coming off a victory over the Falcons last weekend. They are 3-9. They'll host the Dolphins this Sunday. The Pittsburgh Steelers bringing in a new weapon for Aaron Rodgers. The team claiming Adam Thielen off waivers. The receiver got cut by the Vikings after the team's shutout loss to the Seahawks last weekend. Thielen was a healthy scratch from the game, and he played just 3 snaps the week before. Pittsburgh also releasing cornerback Darius Slay, a former Giant, and elevating Asante Samuel Jr. to the practice squad in a following move. College football playoffs. Ohio State still number 1 in the penultimate top 25 list that's been released by the College Football Playoff Ranking Committee. Indiana still second. Georgia, Texas Tech, Oregon, and Ole Miss all moved up 1 spot to round out spots 3 through 6. Texas A&M slipped 4 to number 7. The Buckeyes, Hoosiers, Bulldogs, and Red Raiders will all get first-round byes if those rankings hold. Number 11, BYU, and 12th-ranked Miami, who is again 10-2, would get bumped for number 17, Virginia, and 20th-ranked Tulane if the projected 12-team bracket stays following conference championship results.
Okay, lots to get to here this hour, and we'll talk about some of the issues we've dealt with here this morning. A lot of comments to get to. A lot of people complaining about their roads, their individual town roads, and why so many schools were closed. It was a unique snow yesterday, and it was very unique, I think, in that what was underneath the snow was just so slippery. Mm-hmm. But there are still, you know, the old political statement. Just all you got to do is just make sure the roads are plowed and the streets are clean, and you'll be just fine. But when those roads aren't clean and clear, I think people get a little angry.
Yeah,
we've heard that.
I think they get frustrated. Again, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know that they put brine on the roads. I just want to also point out, and it's my frustration, that meteorologically, am I saying that correctly? December 21st is the actual calendar, I guess, the meteorologic. I can't say it today. December 21st is the start of the winter season.
Yes.
We're not even into winter yet. We've had a classic nor'easter, as you called it. We've had a lake effect snow that brought some almost 20 inches to some locations.
Some areas.
So I don't know. Can we take a timeout until after the first? Maybe
a little timeout would be. You've got your snow.
It's enough already.
Go snowmobiling. Go skiing. Do what you got to do. Let's take a pause. I think is what you're saying.
Yes.
The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills, the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic, accepting new patients, hopefully by the end of the year, at the very beginning of the year. And they're in the process of putting all that together now, adding a new provider. If you're in need of a new family doctor, or maybe you are you're looking at what I go and take advantage of, it's OMT, or osteopathic manipulation treatment. I was there yesterday, and it really just puts your body in check. It loosens everything up, making sure you're flowing. Everything is flowing the way it's supposed to. And I'm talking not just about your back and your muscular setup, but right down to your sinuses. It's OMT, osteopathic manipulation treatment. You know, the Falcon Clinic is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic. Dr. Kosminski, Dr. Shemileski, Dr. Zielinski, all under one roof, and more providers on the way. Reach out today at 315-507-4751. And as we said, hopefully by the end of the year, they'll be accepting new patients at the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills.
History shows that every market fails, every currency collapses, and today, the dollar is shrinking. Trillions in national debt, record high markets defying gravity. But stocks can't go up forever. Meanwhile, groceries, housing, and transportation costs are rising, and your dollar, it buys less every day. So when the crash hits, your stocks won't save you, dollars won't either. But one thing will: gold. Gold has always survived. That's why central banks are buying gold by the ton and billionaires are stocking up. And every day, Americans are protecting their savings and retirement with physical gold. Don't wait for the headlines. When the panic starts, it's too late. Call Lear Capital now at 800-957-GOLD to get your free gold investment kit and protect your wealth with real physical gold. With over $8 billion in trusted transactions and thousands of 5-star reviews, Lear is your trusted source. Call now and also get up to $15,000 in bonus gold with a qualified purchase. Call 800-957-GOLD. That's 800-957-4653.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ROAD to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ROAD for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ROAD for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
Hi everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton. The holidays can bring joy, but also stress, pressure, and a lot of overwhelm. That's why your 30 minutes with us matter. At Fit Body Boot Camp, you get a moment to breathe, a moment to focus on you, a space where no one judges and everyone supports. Every workout is filled with encouragement, positivity, and people who genuinely want to help you succeed. Come see why our members call this their favorite 30 minutes of their day. Happy holidays from Fit Body Boot Camp.
It all began in 1985 with a single goal, a commitment to brighten our community. And with your kindness, that light grew brighter. Because for 40 years, you've helped Food Bank of Central New York deliver healthy food and hope. But that need continues to grow. So this year, please consider giving a little extra and make sure the light we shine together never goes out.
The 2026 Seize the Deal golf cart is back, and it's about to make you the coolest gift giver this holiday season. For only $75, you get 15 rounds of golf at some of the area's top courses. 15 rounds, $75. Play favorite courses like Pine Hills Golf Club, Valley View Golf Course, and Meadow Link Golf Course, plus plenty more. But heads up, when they're gone, they're gone. So get your 2026 Seize the Deal golf cart now at seizethedeal.com or log into this station's website.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Is it tonight? Is the Rockefeller Plaza lighting of the Christmas tree, right? Which came, I believe, from somewhere in upstate New York.
Yes.
That's tonight on NBC.
I can get you the location.
Mazda's More to Move You sales event is back at Steve Ponte Mazda. And while they focus on creating the ultimate customer experience, at Steve Ponte Mazda, they only select the best late-model Mazdas for their Mazda-certified pre-owned vehicles. 160-point inspection, balance of a 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, and the More to Move You sales event is back at Steve Ponte Mazda. If you're looking for new, you can think of a lease or enjoy 1.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-70s, 90s, 5s, and 50s, with 0.9% on new 2025 Mazda CX-5, 50 turbo models, and 2.9% APR financing on new 2025 Mazda CX-30s. See Rick or anybody at the dealership for details. Pretty excited. I got my snow tires on today. And you say, well, was that such a big deal? I don't know. Try driving in yesterday's weather. You add snow tires to it. And as somebody said to me yesterday, I can go anywhere without worry, even if it's slippery. And it was slippery yesterday.
You know, that could be a spinoff on your I've Been Everywhere.
I can go anywhere. Yeah.
I can go anywhere, man.
I have snow tires
on my station van.
Okay. I was wondering how we'd get that to rhyme, but yeah, Davey's shaking his head no. And you can tune in to the 2025 Keeler in the Morning Christmas Eve extravaganza, Wednesday, December 24th. It's on Christmas Eve this year. 6 a.m. until noon, tons of guests, celebrities, wannabes. I like this. Wannabes, bits, songs, live music, comedy, and more. It is the official kickoff to Christmas, sponsored and catered by It's a Utica Thing Restaurant and Bar Catering. Have your holiday party catered by It's a Utica Thing with the best in Italian foods, pastas, salads, chicken riggies, greens, tomato pie, salads. Did I mention that? Pickup or delivery setup is available. Taking orders through New Year's Eve. Call 315-738-8946. It's a Utica Thing Catering. Out of their restaurant on Leland Avenue in North Utica. It's a Utica Thing Kitchen and Bar, December 24th, Christmas Eve, 6 a.m. until noon. It is the Keeler in the Morning Christmas Eve extravaganza. Also, Friday, we'll do a special show for the 100th anniversary of this radio station. So a couple of big moments coming up here in the next 3 weeks.
I'm glad you notified me that they will again be catering the Christmas Eve show, because just like Thanksgiving, I'm going to pack a small bag with several like Rubbermaid containers in it.
You need it. Takeaway. Take
for
out.
to-go containers for when I leave here on the Christmas Eve show.
I like it.
Also, I saw Charlie at the. I didn't see him and speak to him, but he was back there working. They had a nice big tent and set up at this year's Great New York State Fair, and the line was, around the tent. If
that
you will.
is a popular now an expected popular attraction at the State Fair.
Yes,
it's a Utica thing,
and it's no surprise because we know how good the food is. And I also wanted to mention, Bill, you separate from that. Should I move on?
Sure.
You asked about this year's Rockefeller Christmas tree because the lighting ceremony is coming up tonight. It's a 75-foot Norway spruce from East Greenbush, New York. It was donated by the Russ family. The Russ family did so in honor of a late family member. It's 75 feet high, 45 feet in diameter. It's a Norway spruce, if I didn't mention that. It's been on display without the lights since November 8th. Over 50,000 multicolored LED lights will be plugged in tonight, if you will. I'm going to say this wrong. Is it the Swarovski star? The star that tops the tree. This is what shocked me.
Swarovski.
Yeah.
Swarovski crystals.
Yes, it's got 3 million crystals on it.
If you've had a wedding in the last 30 years, you received some of those gifts, like a vase or something.
Do you want to know? Does anybody want to guess how much the light, this display, the big light at the star at the top of this tree is? How much it weighs? 3 million crystals. It's
this is the crystals are on the tree topper?
I believe so, yeah. The
Okay.
star on top, yeah. 900 pounds.
Wow. And I wonder how they, when you see the tree before it's done up, it's awful looking. But they literally drill into it and cut branches and place branches like you're putting an old-fashioned artificial tree together until it looks really, really nice. Pretty cool. I also
it's
think
like Botox for a Christmas tree.
It's kind of like that. I also think Taylor and the cook has done a tremendous job down there by the train station in their decorations. They've got trees all over the place.
Yep.
The place looks really, really nice, among many other places that look great. We are inviting people, if you know of a local business that is doing business for the holidays, and they're kind of caught up in the world of national chain advertising, and you'd like to give them a little bit of a plug, we would love to help. So you could call in and nominate one of those businesses, and we would, Davey, reach out to them and get them on the air.
We'll give it strong consideration.
At no charge, be able to promote what it is that they do and why they're a great stop for the holidays. And one of those places is the Riverbend Apiary in Barneveld. Elizabeth Davies, who was just on, Beth, and you love their honey.
I do.
And they're available at your Oneida County Public Market.
With us at the Oneida County Public Market every Saturday, and they're also on the shelf at DeSantis Meat Market up in Barneveld. This is one of the fun things that we really do at the market is we give small businesses the opportunity to kind of get themselves out there. Their overhead is the booth fee for the day.
Yeah.
And I've met some of the best people I've ever met in my life doing the market through this.
That's awesome.
They put the best they have to offer on the table every single week.
And they have the hot honey.
Yes, they're expanding when they first joined us. This is their second holiday season with us. They had creamed honey, which is basically honey that's whipped up. So it kind of spreads like butter. And they had regular straight creamed honey and then cinnamon, where they put mixed cinnamon into it, which is, I want to be buried with some of that.
Yeah.
But they're expanding what they're able to offer. We're helping them grow their business. So they're expanding. They purchased some equipment that allowed them to offer more items. So they just recently started bringing jalapeno honey.
Oh.
So if you're a hot honey person, I know hot honey is getting very popular.
Yeah. I would say hot honey is hot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And they're also, I've been looking for, I'm a citrus person. And they are also going to be bringing lemon honey in very soon. So if you're looking for that really unique, somebody who puts honey in their coffee or their tea or wants to spread it on their toast, come in and buy two or three different kinds of the honey.
Yeah.
Put them in a cute little basket or a little bag. And
great gift.
Perfect, great local gift.
Yes, some say that local honey helps you with local allergens.
Exactly, and that's wherever you are, because the honeys that are they had 50 hives. Those bees visit the local green areas.
Yeah.
So what's in the environment? What's triggering your allergies?
Could be
some of the pollens that are mixed in with the local honeys that's produced.
RFK Jr. doesn't agree, but I think the rest of us.
Well, I mean, it's not 100%, but it helps.
Yeah.
It helps.
I think Beth. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
Beth is buzzing though over the creamed honey. It's very good.
Yes, I am.
I remember as a kid honey butter and loved it. You can make your own.
Yep.
And you just whip up butter and honey, and it's so good. Take some calls. I'm loaded on the lines. 315-736-0186 is the number. On the line now is Stefan. Good morning, Stefan.
Well, good morning, Bill. Hello, Bill.
Hello, Stefan. Listen,
wow, that was a different greeting than we normally get.
And he ignored all of you.
That's okay.
But listen, a good win for Syracuse last night.
beautiful. I saw most of it, and I saw the important part where they won, and they stormed the court afterwards.
Yeah, don't you think that's a little bit of an overreaction, or is it justified?
I think it's overreacting. It wasn't like a NCAA win tournament win, and hopefully they make the tournament this year and they can do that for real.
Well, this team looks fun. We'll see. They just
I like the defense.
Athletically, great defense.
I like the defense.
The blocks last night. Forget they're all new players. I have no idea who half of them are.
I'm going to say it wrong. Willie. I can't. I'll look it up.
Coyote, probably.
Wiley Coyote. Yes.
Okay, Seven. Good stuff. Thank you, and go Qs. Go Bills.
And if anyone needs help shoveling around South Utica, I'm willing to help.
All right. How would they reach you, and how much do you charge?
Very little I charge.
Okay.
And I just want to be a good neighbor and like State Farm.
Okay, like State Farm.
Very good, Stephen.
So how much is very little? How much would you charge?
Maybe like $5-10.
Oh,
okay,
you got to
throw you a little money.
All right.
I got to say, I had
ask for a 20 spot, Stephen.
I had a young lady come to our door yesterday. And she's standing there, and it's the snow's coming down. It's blowing snow. And she had a box of chocolate bars, candies, Twix, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Yesterday?
She's out selling for charity. And she said, would you like to buy some candy? They're $3 each. Well, $3 for a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. All right. Let me go get money. Hold on just a second. So my wife, I go and she's like, you left her sitting outside? Yeah, I'm not going to let her come in. I don't know who she is. Anyway, not letting her in the house.
Kid.
The hell. Anyway, she gave me a 10, and I'm like, all right, I'll take 3 bars, and there's $1 tip. And as she's leaving, I said, so what charity is this for? And she said, oh, I just want to buy some gifts for Christmas. I probably wouldn't have bought for that reason.
Exactly.
Right. You thought you were supporting a cause.
That's always one of my first questions.
Yeah, like, what's your charity?
Jeez, what are you raising money for today?
I'm raising some money for Christmas.
I love this.
Although she may be, own like her own store in 15 years.
She's a future CEO, this girl.
A future CEO, a future entrepreneur.
She had a snow day yesterday. And
the M&Ms were soaked. They were draining all over my hands.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was
terrible. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
But she took the opportunity with a snow day. Like my son, I'll tell you, I was a little frustrated. Spent a lot of time on the video game yesterday. Instead of shoveling. But he could have been out selling something.
I do like knowing if I'm buying a lemonade from a lemonade stand. I like knowing I'm giving it to their cause, or if there is a charity. And I just assumed it was like, we're the volleyball team. We're out raising money.
For our class trip or something.
No, I just want to get a few gifts for my siblings.
I'm so impressed, though.
Nice. I was
That
too.
is a hustle.
My wife not so impressed, though. She's like, why did you ask? Why did you just do it without even asking?
She wasn't impressed with you.
That's right.
Not the little girl. She wasn't impressed with you.
I didn't know. I just made the assumption. Young girl, box of chocolates, $3 a piece. Way overpriced.
What? Have you been to a convenience store to buy a candy bar lately?
They're expensive.
They're $2.50, $3. Yeah. She didn't make much off you.
She didn't. Well, I think she stole the candy, but
boy,
she made 100%.
Oh, you're going to hear from her parents later today, Bill.
Stephen, thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Bye, Bill.
Goodbye. Lucia, you're on the radio. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Are you going to go to the Rockefeller Center?
I probably am not going to make it there tonight. I probably won't make it.
You're not? Somebody asked me to ask you. I said, why can't you call and ask?
Yeah, call and ask. Call and ask. I'll gladly say no. At some point, it's nice to get down there because all winter long they do the ice skating, kind of like what they're doing in Rome and Utica. But, it's Rockefeller Plaza.
Yeah.
Do I do the ice skating? No, but I love watching my kids do it when they do it.
And they also had a report on the news that they had just enhanced the statue down there. They put a whole new layer of gold leaf.
Real gold leaf. So there'll be somebody ripping that off in the next couple of days.
Zoran Mamdani.
Along with the light on top of the tree. So.
They'll be hawking it for
I won't
bus
be there,
passes.
but that's tonight on NBC, Lucia. Tonight it's you know how many years they've been doing this?
Yeah.
How many years?
I don't know. Forever.
75?
93rd year tonight.
Wow.
Of the lighting of the tree.
Yes.
And Reba McEntire's going to be flipping the switch.
Are we going to watch, sing? It'll be Reba McEntire doing the singing. So that's tonight. Not that I should be promoting it, but tonight on NBC. I just like saying
Bill, I'm asking you a question.
What do you want?
What do you want? Who said that? You did?
I just said, what do you want?
Lucia, it wasn't me.
What do
it
you
was
want?
not me. It was
What
Bill.
do you want? Listen,
What
I want to
do
talk to
you
Keeler.
want?
If
What
like
wants
Keeler,
you?
You're out.
Okay, go ahead. What's your
Yeah.
question?
Why was he mean guy? What happened?
No, I don't know what happened.
Is he okay?
He's all right. That was Jeff. He says
It was
some
not
rude
me.
things.
Oh, boy.
We call him Rudy over
get
here.
a life.
Rudy. Yep.
Get a
Rudy.
life, Jeff.
Get a life.
Lucia, that's not
You
very nice
piece of
because
garbage.
I did not say
Sorry,
anything.
I'm joking. I got it from you.
Okay.
I'm joking.
All right. Okay,
you
Lucia.
told me one time.
Yes. What's your
One
question?
time, somebody said something to me long time ago,
Mhm.
and we were on the air, and you said, "Tell him to get a life," and I didn't even know what it meant.
Yeah, now you know.
You know?
Now you
And
know.
I did.
Yeah.
So when you joke, you can say it.
That's
if
right.
If you mean it, it's
Stop
rude.
being a baby, Jeff. She's just saying what
Okay.
I
Yeah,
told her to
so
say
I'm
20 years ago.
joking.
All right. Okay,
You're
Lucia.
the best.
You have,
okay.
you have a wonderful. Oh, you have a question.
You too. Ciao.
Okay. Goodbye now. All right. Thank you.
That was her question, whether or not you were going to go down. Check it out.
Let's see. Chris with a comment on something you said earlier. Good morning, Chris. You're on the radio.
Hey, Bill.
Oh, this is not just Chris. This is Christian. Christian. Good morning. Christian.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good
well,
morning.
Bill, you know that you are where I get all of my news.
Well,
you know?
I feel bad for you, but that's awesome.
Well, I look up to you, Bill.
Okay. Not sure I'm flying with that, but
we're about the same height.
we are. That's a good point.
Are
Right.
you sitting on the floor, Chris?
We kind of look eye to eye.
But you are my elder, so I have to respect what you say and how you think,
All
right?
How old are you, by the way, Christian?
I just turned 50.
Oh, yeah. 11 years on you.
Yep. So, but anyway, so I heard you say Luigi Mangione, right? Talking about Luigi?
Yes.
And you said he's a murderer.
Well, we can all agree that he shot and killed that CEO. That's not a good thing. Can we agree with that?
Well, I don't know because you're the only person that I follow for the news, so I was just wondering, was he convicted?
Well, he's innocent until proven guilty, and he's in the midst of all of that. Yes, you're a very good point. You're clarifying that, and thank you. It helps prevent any possible lawsuit that's out there.
No, I'm just curious because so you mentioned that there's a video, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are we going to fight over Luigi Mangione? Because I don't have it in me today.
Who says we're fighting? I'm asking you questions, Bill.
I asked you a question.
Okay. Well, no, I'm not fighting with you. If that's
Okay.
the question.
All right. So
My
go ahead.
answer is no. No. So Miss Beth mentioned there's a video, right? So she's convinced now because she saw the video, correct?
I feel like you're setting us up for something here, but I'll say yes.
Your point is well taken, though. He has not been convicted yet.
I'm not sure that's his point, though.
No. Okay, I'll just get right to the point.
Please,
My point
yeah.
is this. So I saw the purported video as well. And what I noticed about the video is that we did not see his face. The video looked like something out of Hollywood, and it seemed a little bit too convenient for me. For me to
Well, I'm not going down this rabbit hole. I listen. I didn't see his face, but I saw those God blessed eyebrows, and I said to myself, "That's either Brooke Shields or Luigi Mangione, who just killed that CEO."
Is that an anti-Italian comment, Bill?
I don't know that Brooke Shields is Italian. I don't think she is.
No, the eyebrow thing.
Well, he has eyebrows that are. He's got some eyebrows. Yeah. Well, listen. Your point is taken. We don't know that he's guilty. He will he will face a jury of his peers, maybe. I mean, that's what they're arguing about. And he would certainly like the case thrown out because they searched his bag without reading him his Miranda rights, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll see where that court case goes before he actually goes to trial. We'll see what happens.
So all right, Bill. So my next question is this: I've been accused of crimes recently. Do you think that I'm guilty?
No, but you pleaded. But you pleaded guilty to. Oh, you mean the latest situation or the old one?
Yeah. Well, the old one, that plea was coerced.
Okay.
And
all right. I know that's the argument.
Hold on. All right. If the appellate court has the dignity to grant me my hearing, the whole world will know.
Okay. Well, let's leave it at that. And then you had you did have a situation down in Mohawk.
Yeah. The recent situation. So I've been accused of being a burglar, correct?
I don't know what the official charge was.
Oh, well, one of them was burglary, another was petty larceny.
Okay.
So, Bill, you've known me for a long time. You know a little bit about my background. So you're telling me that I came up from quote South Carolina to steal a gun from somebody?
Well, I don't know that it necessarily happened that way, and I wouldn't be talking about this now while your case is currently pending. And
there's just questions.
I understand. But I don't.
Because the way the media portrays things, Bill, you see, it's a one-sided story. So
we do not.
Your co-host, people like your co-host Beth are gonna say things like, "Oh, don't go get arrested for harassment" and things like that, when she has no idea what she's even talking about.
I don't think she said anything about you.
Yes, she did. I can roll back what she said on the show back in the day. But, that's fine. She's entitled to her opinion. But the point I'm trying to make... She hasn't
really been here that long, just so you know. But anyway, all right, quickly, because I got to move on.
Okay, the point that I'm trying to make is that sometimes the media is disingenuous, and you're getting a one-sided story, you see. So I would just hope that people have a bit of an open mind when it comes to these types of things, because not everybody is guilty of the things they're accused of.
That is absolutely true, and which is why the word alleged will be used, and and they're simply giving the story that there was a charge, and everybody, you were charged with something. You have your day in court, and what comes from that, I do believe, and I will say this: I think we do a really good job of covering stories. This is a flaw in, I think, the American media system. We do a great job of covering stories when someone is arrested. We do not do a great job when a mid-level story or case, the person is found not guilty. Very seldom do we go back and say, oh, by the way, remember that person, they were found to be not guilty. So we probably could all do a better job at that. I hope that that is the case for you, that you're found not guilty when this all is said and done.
Because I know for a fact that the prosecution will do dirty little tricks at the grand jury.
Well, see, now that it's comments like that are not good for you going into court, I think, with a pending case. So
but it's true, and I can prove it. But
all right, I'm going to let you prove it, but at this point, I'm moving on. I'm moving on after this one. All right. Thank
I miss you.
All right. I miss you like, you can't believe. Okay. Thank you.
All right, Bill.
All right, thanks. Finally, Roseanne Leparco. Good morning, Roseanne. I'm sorry you had to sit through all of that. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Maybe I'll bring a little levity to the conversation
my guess,
and talk about plans. I don't know, but I'll try.
My guess, this is a sharp right turn, but I think it's warranted and needed at this point. So.
A very sharp right turn.
Yeah,
so you were let's talk about, you were talking about the big tree in New York City, and I was gonna bring up for the people that are thinking about buying a real Christmas tree, what you should look for.
Okay, I like it.
If you're buying a real Christmas tree, obviously the difference between cutting your own and buying one that's already cut. Cutting your own is going to be the freshest, because the key to having a real Christmas tree is you want it to be as fresh as possible so that it can take up the water in order to not be a fire hazard, because that's a big deal with a real Christmas tree. So if you can't cut your own, obviously the cut ones Try to go during the day when you're buying your tree so that you can get a good look at it. And you could do a couple things to see if it's a fresh tree.
Yeah.
One is to kind of gently grasp a couple of branches and run your hand across it. If it's normal if you see some brown needles falling off. It's not normal when you grasp it and green needles fall off. That means the tree is not as fresh as it could be. The other thing you could do is give the tree a light shake. It's normal, again, for brown needles on the bottom to fall off.
But if the green ones come off, oh boy.
Right. If you give it a shake and the green one, that means that the tree is dry. You also want to look at the trunk. Look for any visible signs of splits in the trunk because that will inhibit the tree from bringing up moisture. So you want the trunk to be pretty clean, and the base of the trunk should be straight, and you want about 6 to 8 inches from the bottom so that you'll be able to cut a slice from the bottom of the trunk when you get home because that's important.
So you do suggest doing another cut?
Yes, because you want to in fact, the best thing you could do is when you take it home, do the cut like maybe a half-inch disc on the bottom of the tree, and then if you've got a pail, stick it in a pail of water for maybe an hour or two just so it starts to take up water before you bring it inside and put it in your tree stand. And one of the things that's really important is where you put your tree. Obviously, keep it away from any heat sources, fireplace or, heating ducts. You can also think about, they have products that are called anti-desiccant sprays, and what they do, they're essentially the essence of pine, the product that's in a pine tree.
Yeah.
It's called pinene, and it literally seals in the tree. It seals in moisture. A lot of people will use it for fresh greenery that you might put on your fireplace or wreaths.
And it might even keep the needles from falling off the branches.
It does. It helps it from falling off, but the critical thing you have to do is a constant supply of water.
Yeah.
They can take up a quart a day for some species of trees. So you need to keep it hydrated. And if it's fresh and well hydrated, a real Christmas tree, could actually last 3 or 4 weeks.
All right.
And you'll have a beautiful tree. I mean, the thing is the freshness and keeping it well watered.
It is interesting when you travel, you see different types of trees that they use for Christmas. We kind of have the balsam spas. Balsam. What is
balsam,
it?
The balsam.
Yeah, the balsam.
That's the one Boston Spa? Is that where you're getting your trees?
Spa. I go all the way out there and grab my tree. The balsam pine is pretty typical around here, and that tends to hold the needles pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has their favorite. You got Norway spruces, the Colorado blue spruce, Fraser firs, another one that's really nice. Whichever one that you like. Everybody has their personal favorite. I mean, the thing is that freshness so that it'll be able to take up the water and not be a fire hazard. I mean, the worst thing you could do is not water that tree.
And that tree, a dry tree, will go up in flames.
Just like a match.
It's terrible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then in case you wanted to know, December 12th is coming up. That is National Poinsettia Day.
Oh, I did not know.
Which is a week from Friday.
A week from Friday. That's a wonderful house plant. I don't know if you knew this, but it was named after Joel Poinsett, who was a botanist, and he was the first United States minister to Mexico. And
did not know that.
Found the plant because that's where the plant originates from. Brought some home to South Carolina, and as the saying goes, the rest is history.
Yeah.
The poinsettia is probably the most popular house plant, and it is the most popular holiday gift plant that you can give. So buy your favorite person a poinsettia. I mean, I love the plant, and if you take care of it, it'll last way longer than Christmas. If I had more time, I'd tell you how to pick one and how to take care of one.
I like them when they're given to me. To be honest, those are the best. It's the best way of getting one. So,
well, everybody out there, you know what Bill wants for
That's
Christmas.
right. That's right. Bring me the poinsettia. I like it that you say it with the poinsettia, or however.
I was going to do that because I don't know. I've heard some people actually say it that way. I always thought it was poinsettia.
Yeah, me too.
I should have, before I came on the air, do a little sound check as to,
I think you got it right.
The pronunciation to make sure we're pronouncing it right.
You have it absolutely correct.
Yes, thank you for the history on the poinsettia. That's really interesting information. And I have to say...
and in fact, the Aztecs actually cultivated the plant, and they used to use the yellow centers and the leaves, and they would make a purple dye. And then I don't know if anybody realizes the plant actually isn't
poisonous.
Toxic.
It's
not. There's a sap that's in the branches that can cause skin irritations, and if you have little ones and they pick at it, or if you have pets, that sap can be an irritant. But that sap was used by the Aztecs to fight fevers.
Okay.
So just a little trivia about the plant.
All right, good stuff. And, of course, Cornell Cooperative Extension for all of your needs. The website as well. Manaski, last thought.
And then it's just, I've had many real trees. I actually go with an artificial now. But the tip you gave, I have to say I was not aware of. After you get your real tree home, a lot of times people leave it in the hall for a day to kind of let the arms come down, the branches come down. But to give it that extra half-inch
you
cut,
got to give it a cut
so that it's freshly ready to suck up that water.
Yeah, and then give it some aspirin.
Even if you get cut flowers, I mean, you should always
cut them.
Snip the bottoms because it allows them to bring up the water to be fresher.
I had never heard that
All right,
on a tree.
Good stuff. Roseanne, thank you so much, as always. And I hope you're doing well this holiday season. We'll talk again real soon.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
All right, you do the same. Thank you, Roseanne.
All right, bye-bye.
Laparco, she's a master gardener with Cornell Cooperative Extension. Well, that was a potpourri of
information.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Roseanne, you had Lucia, Stefan, Kristen, all of that stuff packed into to one here on National Let's Hug Day. And after that, I feel like we should all get together and have a gigantic... let's not. But it is National Let's Hug Day, they say. And then one more before I break. Did you know, you hear someone...
What single lonely guy came up with that day?
Yeah, that's right. Today's Let's Hug Day, please.
You owe me
one.
It's been
a while. No one's touched me in years. Please hug. You hear a song and somebody ends with a long note. And you're like, wow, that's amazing. Can you believe how did he or she, how were they able to do such a long, I think they were for like 30 seconds. That last note was like 30 seconds long. Have you ever wondered how long is the longest single note?
A song note?
Song note. Someone's singing and they're recording the song. How long is the last note? We call it a sustained note.
I would say I have no idea, but I think it's going to be similar to the guy that we had the deepest. What, you had the deepest voice or the lowest?
Yeah.
Because you can sustain that sound longer, I think, than a higher note.
I don't know the answer to that, but Richard Fink IV has the record after singing one sustaining note, a sustained note for 120 seconds, 2 minutes.
Wow.
That was the record.
It's all about diaphragm control.
I have all 120 seconds here, but I'm not going to play it all. I'll give a couple of seconds here for you, though. Here it is. Here's the audio. Okay, I've heard enough.
Wow, that's really high. He did that for 2 minutes?
2 minutes like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Until someone shot him. And now he sings no more. It's awful.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that didn't happen, but, man, there are people thinking about it.
We cannot leave you unsupervised.
Quick break, and we'll come back, 8:51 at WIBX.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install a Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
BME Company Business Machines and Equipment has been delivering office solutions for businesses in upstate New York for over 30 years. Their success comes from finding the right document management strategies and software solutions for streamlining workflows. Simply put, BME provides fast, reliable service at the best value to keep your business running smoothly. Through BME's strategic partnership with Hummel's Office Plus, they distribute supplies for just about every machine in your office at a great price. BME welcomes the opportunity to serve your business, selling, leasing, and service in Canon and Kyocera devices, as well as FP mailing solutions. An important part of BME's culture is supporting the communities they're fortunate to work in, and BME recognizes that support is one reason for their success. The future of business in BME's area is encouraging, and the company is grateful to be a part of that growth. Call BME Company at 315-574-8200 or visit bmecompany.com. BME Company Office Solutions. Made simple.
The holiday sale is on at Mattress Express, upstate New York's largest specialty bedding store chain. No one else in New York State has all these brands under one roof, and right now save up to $1,350 on names like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Sealy, Purple, Puffy, the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort, Posh & Lavish, Embrace, Simmons Beauty Rest Black, Serta Eye Comfort, Therapeutic, and Avocado. You heard me right. And remember, with our guaranteed lowest price program, their sale is our sale. Bring in any locally advertised price on a bed we carry, we will beat the price. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers and no credit check payment plans. We have a new store in Rome, New York, on Black River Boulevard in the Black River Plaza. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS or go to mattressexpressny.com. And hey, happy holidays.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. AmeriQ Credit Union is more than just a place to bank. It's a place where you belong, a place where meaningful connections are made with the right financial solutions to help you live your best life with the people who can help you get there, and the perfect blend of technology to stay connected wherever you are. For 75 years, we've been proud to serve our local communities on the founding principle of people helping people. Join today at ameriq.org/belong. AmeriQ and you. Let's connect. Membership eligibility required. Insured by NCUA.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
Hey, I want to tell you about RHP, River Hills Properties. And there's a stress that comes with selling a home. And it can be one of the greatest stresses that you deal with. When you list with River Hills, They just come in to get rid of that stress, or at the very least, significantly lower the stress level. You get a team working with you, helping you sell your home, checking all the boxes from the very beginning till the very end. They are with you every step of the way. Your house, anytime it's shown, your listing agent is there to show off the attributes, to make sure the lights are on and the house is presented properly, which certainly can help you in selling your home. It's the River Hills way. And they do the same thing in the Gulf Coast of Florida, where they have, in sunny Florida, a whole team of agents ready to serve you as well. But here in upstate New York, the investment continues. Opening soon, a new office in Rome. It's River Hills Properties, Barneville, Little Falls, in Utica, Copenhagen, Newport, the amazing Gulf Coast of Florida, and coming soon to Rome. Nobody sells homes like River Hills. Call 315-896-1009. 315-896-1009.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
HBO rolled out one of my favorite programs that was on television was Mad Men. You guys remember Mad Men?
Yep.
So this is one of those TV shows that they have now basically trying to recycle on HBO Max or HBO, whatever it's called. So HBO rolled out Mad Men in 4K, and fans are furious at the mistakes that were made. They apparently did a different edit, and they left in all of these mistakes, including at one point there was a scene where one of the characters was vomiting, and I remember this scene, and he was down, and it was quite graphic. It looked quite graphic. But on the HBO version, you literally see a stagehand with a hose simulating the throwing up. You can see the person there.
So why did they do this?
I don't know. I don't know if they did it on purpose, which I think is stupid. But it is a major. I mean, they're getting criticized heavily for it.
Oh, that's the theme song there. It's a very good theme song. So, thanks, Bill. I was just going to go home and make myself some breakfast.
Seriously.
Sorry.
But
that's directly from the episode.
Did nobody screen this before they did it?
I don't know. Apparently, this has been done when other times they take a TV show and move it on to like HBO. They may leave in a few nuggets, but these are nuggets.
It's intentional. This sounds accidental.
It does. It sounds like these were accidental. So take it for what it is. Listen, that's it for us. Have a great day out there. Beth, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
you.
The public market, Oneida County Public Market.
Saturdays
is
9 to 1.
Saturday 9 until 1 o'clock.
Union Station.
Or I've been saying 9 to 2 all week. You can hang out as people are picking up. But it does close at 1.
It does close at 1.
At the train station.
Yep.
All right, we have news, and then Kilmeade coming up next year on your Wednesday morning on WIBX.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 100 years.
It's a Make America Affordable Again agenda. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and President Trump plans another way to bring more prices down like he says he already has on a lot of things since returning to office.
The word affordability is a Democrat scam.
The morning after the president said that at a cabinet meeting, Fox's Aisha Hasni reports from the White House.
We are expecting to see the president at 2:30 later today as this economic push continues. He's going to have a big announcement in the Oval Office, reportedly about new fuel efficiency standards aimed at bringing car prices down.
Democrats made affordability a big issue in a special congressional election in Tennessee, but a Republican, Matt Van Epps, prevailed.
And I will work hard to earn your trust.
The Van Epps victory keeps a vacant House seat Republican, giving the GOP 219-213 House majority.
Together, we'll bring down the cost of living.
He beat Democrat Afton Bain by 9 points, and when she called to congratulate Van Epps, she urged him,
Do not let the Affordable Care Act subsidies expire. Do not raise health care costs for working families in Tennessee.
Those subsidies expire at the end of the year for millions who have Obamacare coverage. A week after the ambush attack on National Guard members on patrol in Washington, D.C., killing one, seriously wounding the other, there is fallout. The suspected gunman, who pleaded not guilty to charges from his hospital bed yesterday, is an Afghan national. And now President Trump's freezing immigration applications from Afghanistan and 18 other countries under travel bans or restrictions he imposed in June.
New and existing applications to live and work in the U.S. are on hold for citizens of those countries. Already scheduled final interviews for citizenship and citizenship ceremonies are canceled. The U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services Agency announced last week a pause on all asylum decisions, and the State Department said it was halting visas for Afghans who assisted in the U.S. war effort.
That's Fox's Chris Foster. It is day 4 of the manhunt in Georgia for a convicted prisoner who escaped from a hospital where Timothy Shane was being treated after an attempted suicide while behind bars. America's listening to Fox News.
We all know the importance of good daily habits, whether it's getting your steps in, stretching those limbs, or eating right. Doing it on the regular is key. That's why if you're dealing with everyday aches and pain, it's time to bring Relief Factor into your routine. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a special formula of 4 natural ingredients. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So call 1-800-4-RELIEF and try their 3-week quick start for only $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Simply call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're having pain, don't let it keep you from living the life you want. Make Relief Factor part of your daily routine. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
Whatever you need to haul, landscaping tools, heavy construction gear, or even livestock, Clinton Tractor has the trailer for the job. Choose steel, aluminum, or galvanized frames from 500 pounds to 55 tons with trusted names like B-Wise, Eager Beaver, and EB. For trailers, parts, and service you can count on, visit the Caledona family at Clinton Tractor.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
ClintonTractor.net.
Hi everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Boot Camp in Whitesboro and Clinton. The holidays can bring joy, but also stress, pressure, and a lot of overwhelm. That's why your 30 minutes with us matter. At Fit Body Boot Camp, you get a moment to breathe, a moment to focus on you, a space where no one judges and everyone supports. Every workout is filled with encouragement, positivity, and people who genuinely want to help you succeed. Come see why our members call this their favorite 30 minutes of their day. Happy holidays from Fit Body Boot Camp.
Start your collectible coin journey today with the first ever Seuss coin. Hip, hip, hooray! The Grinch is here for all to see. DrSeussCoins.com kicks off your collecting spree. Now, for the first time ever, Rare Collectibles TV has licensed Dr. Seuss's beloved creations, making them come to life on collectible, adorable coins. Don't wait, or you'll be too late. Get yours today before they're gone forever. Only 5,000 examples have been minted. Each Grinch coin is made from 1 ounce of pure .999 fine silver and is in perfect condition. Give the gift of wonder and enchantment to your kids or your grandkids. Just go to DrSeussCoins.com to start this whimsical coin journey today with the limited edition Silver